what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
All right. What is it? Friday night. Must be the Friday night Radio Baloney Live. I am your host, Richie Baloney, and I'm in a black mood. We've had another floor crosser from the Conservatives to Liberals in Canada, and I'm just about getting ready to be blackpilled. All I can say is, Alberta, start your engines. It's go time. It's seriously go time now. This country is screwed. Anyway, let's get to the menu tonight. Who we got in the chat already? We got Spambot, Trudeau Survivor, Izzy. Good to see you guys. All right. So what are we going to talk about? We'll go over the menu really quickly, and then we will go to the chat, and then we'll go over the stories. So we'll go over the stories in more depth after we go back to the chat. So we've got Elon Musk, we've got Gavin Newsom, and they don't like each other. And I like Elon, and Gavin Newsom is a degenerate vampire, as far as I can tell. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, we've got the big story from Canada is that another Conservative MP has crossed the floor to the Liberals. They're now at 171 votes, with Elizabeth May in the Green Party and her one writing. It's a majority now. It's majority. Elizabeth May is a green lunatic. Mark Carney will be totally unrestrained now in his plundering of the country. There's not going to be a pipeline, obviously. We always knew that wasn't going to happen. In terms of the draconian censorship laws, the only problem for Elizabeth May will be they're not draconian enough. She'll want life sentences for just somebody just saying the word gasoline. Canada's screwed. It doesn't even matter if there's one more. I'm sure there'll be one more. One more will be bribed by Carney. It doesn't matter at this point, though. Canada land claims. Yeah, Canada keeps doing just everything wrong. I took some time before this stream to, and this is why I'm a bit late today, actually, because I had to write down a rant because I'm so, again, I'm getting near black pill territory. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. The land claims insanity, the UNDRIP stuff. This government is not serious. It's all just lunacy. We will get into that. Gender ideology. So if it wasn't depressing enough, here's a detransitioner who has a heartbreaking story that you will not see, that Gavin Newsom will never talk about this person. You'll never see this person on the CBC or on the BBC or on CNN or on MS Now. The New York Times will never interview this person. Let's see. So you've got some really nice jihadism in Philadelphia. It's been going on for quite a while, and they get the kids involved. I mean, that's the thing with jihadism, right? That's the really nice thing about it is you get the kids. It's a family thing. It's a family. You get the kids involved. Look at all these little jihadis there. Isn't that nice? Isn't that exactly what you want in your country? In your nice liberal democracy country? Let's see. What's going on here? So we got some Trump stuff. And yeah, Trump is just really right about everything in terms of immigration. When it comes to immigration, he's just right about everything. It looks like here they're putting Tommy Robinson through the ringer again, trying to bankrupt him. We've got Jimmy Carr here talking to Trigonometry about the elites are falling. That sounds good. That's a positive thing, right? Somalia got Elon Omar. She apparently doesn't even care if she has to go back to Somalia. She's fine with it, which is maybe good news for her. Because, here's Tom Homan talking about, Trump's talking about, I don't know, she might have to go back to Somalia. Here's a Somalian guy who's blown the whistle on the Somalian community. It's just endemic scamming and fraud, he says. I wonder if it's something about Ethiopia. Let's see. We got some memes. Of course, we got some more Franklin memes here, which are just great. Just this one here. I mean, Franklin offers Ariana Grande a cheeseburger and a Bible. I'm not even religious. I think she needs a Bible. And definitely a cheeseburger. We'll go through all those memes. What else we got going on here? Just some kind of, I think, salient comments from, here's a Canadian journalist, Tristan Hopper. He makes a good point there. We'll be on that quickly. We've got now American conservative radio hosts have to save Canadians from medical assistance and dying in Canada. The CBC, of course, because it's state media, made sure to write an article smearing Glenn Beck for this and impugning his motivations, of course, because they're evil, because CBC's evil. We had a chance to defund them, and geez, Canada blew it. You'll hear all about it in my Canada rant coming up soon. Here's Mark Wiseman, Mark Carney, Mark Wiseman, thick as thieves. Mark Wiseman's the guy from the Century Initiative that is determined to make Canada's population 100 million people. 100 million, that's all. Just 100 million, that's all. Only 100 million. That's it. I mean, I don't know, they're 40% of the way there, right? So I guess the guy knows what he's doing. Just the rest of the country doesn't. We've got some stuff on the ridiculous Truth and Conciliation stuff that's happening. We will talk about that in Canada. Canada is just a joke at this point. It's actually pathetic. We've got Gary Ananda Sangari. I think I'm the only person in Canada who can actually pronounce his name. Gary Ananda Sangari. Now, they call him Gary because his first name is actually unpronounceable in English. So I think they just took the last part of Ananda Sangari and just called him Gary. I think that's what happened. Just to make it easier for everybody. He is Canada's liberal, affable halfwit. And he's being, amazingly, the CBC is kind of taking him to task here. JP Tasker is taking Gary Ananda Sangari to task. I guess maybe JP Tasker is looking to get fired from the CBC, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure the producers had some harsh words for him after this. What's going on? Bill C9, of course. This is the law that will make it illegal for you to read the Bible out loud. So, just in case somebody walks by and is offended, of course, this will only apply to Christians, right? No other religions, of course, because that's how it's done in Canada. It's actually perfectly legal in Canada, too, to discriminate. As long as you're discriminating against the right people, as long as they're white and Christian. Let's see. Liberal government blew $736,000 on Carney's Egypt charter. Nearly 4 times the cost of using a government jet. So, yeah, this is the guy who's going to save Canada. I don't think so. I kind of doubt it. Then we have the last one of the evening. We got the very last bookmark of the evening with a bunch of random stuff that you guys sent me. And also keep in mind that some of the stuff you guys send me on X to show on the streams does not go into this folder. It goes into other folders, the meme folder, the woke mind virus folder sometimes. So you don't necessarily get to see them on that night, but they're there. They're waiting to be seen. I have them. So, and I wanted to get an early start on things today, so I checked these all at about noon. And so if you send anything after that, I don't know. Let's see. Of course, we have the Weather Channel. And for anybody watching on YouTube, please go to the new channel on YouTube, Radio Baloney News. I decided to split my channel into 2 to see if my channel was just red flagged and just being intentionally crushed by the algorithm. And it turns out it sure is. So go to the new channel, Radio Baloney News, and you'll get all of the world news, the US news, the UK news, the meme reviews, the woke mind virus stuff. It'll all be there. It's all there for you, just waiting for you to discover it. And when you subscribe to the channel, it makes a purple-haired gremlin cry every single time. That is my Radio Baloney guarantee. Go ahead and do it, folks. And then what else we got? I don't know. I don't know. What's here? I don't know what that is. What do we got here? We got Live Now, Fox Live Now. So we can always check that up if there's breaking news, something crazy happens. We can always just switch to that, which is always a fun time. All right. Everybody subscribe to the channel. As everybody knows, we're streaming right now on Rumble, on YouTube, on X, and on Locals. And when you like the stream or subscribe or whatever, send me money, become a member, whatever, you get good karma. But if you're one of the first to like the stream, you get extra good karma. And I get testimonials in the chat all the time, people who like the stream, they got the good karma, and then something good happened. They found like $5 or something. Or they were like constipated, and then that cleared it. I mean, it's amazing stuff. Beautiful stuff. It's super, super real. All right. Super real. Super duper real. Let's see. Spambot says, looks like I have the second like. Who got the first? Number one right here for Trudeau Survivor. Fantastic stuff. Guess what, sir? That is quintuple good karma for you. Quintuple, which would mean quadruple good karma for Spambot. Congratulations, sirs. Nice work, gentlemen. Trudeau Survivor says, I have a clip of Michael Chairman Ma talking in Parliament only a month ago against the... I've got them all. Don't you worry. I've got all the clips. They're all coming up. Yeah, talking against the Liberal agenda, bitterly against it. Even just like a few days ago, he was doing that. Trudeau Survivor says, then the commie decides to switch sides, blackmail, bribe, or Chinese infiltrate. Just take your pick. They're all totally plausible. Probably a combination of them all. Is he got like number 3? Well, that's triple good karma for you, my friend. Triple. Spambot says, I honestly believe that Carney wants to bankrupt Canada and have the U.S. Take over. I just think that he wants to bankrupt like he's interested in extracting as much money out of Canada, just maxing out the national credit card so that he will be incredibly wealthy when he leaves office. I think he's interested in being in office for one full term, in which case he can make more money than he could have possibly have made without being prime minister. And for his friends, and this will make him part of the true global elite. That's why he's here. And I don't think he cares what happens to Canada after. He hasn't cared what's happened to Canada for like the last 15 years because he hasn't been here. Trudeau Survivor says, what's the point of voting if your MP can just switch sides? I wonder if any of his constituents will send him a message. Well, I saw a man on the street thing with his constituents, and they're not happy. They are not happy. Let's see. Spambot says you should create a folder called Is It AI? Well, we used to do that, right? We used to do that. We still do it sometimes. And another titled AI is going too damn far now. There's actually a couple. I think you sent me a couple earlier that actually I don't mind. You know, I hate AI, but there's a couple I actually didn't mind. We'll take a look at those. Ottawa James, good to see ya. Michael Ma was born in Hong Kong. We're going to go over all of that, Trudeau Survivor. Don't you worry. We got it all. Spambot says, when are you going to become Alberta James 63 instead of Ottawa James? It's not too late to plan your move. Well, I'm seriously thinking about it, but the problem is in BC, can I even sell my house now with the land claim stuff going on? I mean, there's not one on my neighborhood yet that I know of, but you don't know because they keep it secret. And there's like, it has to have affected this will affect people's ability to sell. Personally, I think you'd have to be crazy to buy to move into BC and buy property with everything going on. You'd have to be nuts. We're also going to get into that as well. Ottawa James got like number 4. That's double good karma, my friend. All right. Hold on. All right. So let's Randy says Carney's World Economic Forum. Yeah, he was on the board of the World Economic Forum. He's that guy. He's a self-described elitist globalist. Like he is WEF. WEF was made for and by people like Mark Carney. Spambot says, Richie, it's called jingle mail. Just mail your keys to the mortgage company and walk away from your house. Ottawa James says, New Brunswick judge rejected a similar case today. Yep, I did see that. So that's good. That's not going to happen in BC, though. And, you know, it can go to another activist judge. I mean, we're going to have to see how really what needs to happen is UNDRIP needs to be stripped. And I think the Constitution needs to be changed. That won't happen under Carney. Trudeau Survivor says, I hope Alberta independence triggers BC independence. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think because now we're stuck. There won't be an election in the spring now. Like we're stuck for a full term, a full 4 years. And they can even stretch it out to 5 years, which I'm sure will probably try to do to, extract maximal money out of the country. But it's not gonna, and I'm sure there'll be another floor crosser. I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall now. And EB is WF. Yeah. Still on the board, right? I didn't know he was still on the board, but look, what's his name? Klaus Schwab bragged about he had penetrated the Trudeau cabinet 50%. I think he penetrated Trudeau too. No pun intended with the rim shot. Ooh, that's rough. Yikes. Okay. They're all globalists. They all hate Canada. They hate Canadians. How else do you explain it? All right. What are we going to start out with? What do I got racked up first? I didn't want to do the floor crosser thing quite yet. I thought we'd start out with an evil vampire. Gavin Newsom. I think we've all established at this point. I think we've established it quite clearly. Gavin Newsom is a vampire because all you have to do is just simply look at him. Just look at him. Vampire. Why do you think he wants so many homeless people to go to California? It's so that he can eat them, right? Nobody knows where they live. They can disappear. That's clearly what's happening here. So what's he saying? Let's take a look here.
So we didn't get into trans sports. That's an issue no one wants to hear about because 80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this.
80% of his voters absolutely support everything LGBTQ, blah, 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 trans, whatever. Mindlessly, they support it. More than that, 90%. But anyway, continue.
But it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. It was
position being that
I don't think it's. I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community. So we didn't get into.
He wants trans kids. There you go. Does he want your kids to be trans if you live in California? I think so. California Governor Gavin Newsom. I want to see trans kids. There's no governor that's done more pro-trans legislation than I have. So there is nobody who's more responsible for sterilizing and mutilating children than he is. He's very proud of it. I call him a vampire for a reason. Let's see. Now, this was posted by America PAC, which was founded by Elon Musk. So that prompted this response from the ghoul, the literal ghoul, Gavin Newsom. Correct. We're sorry your daughter hates you, Elon. Because they know that Elon's daughter, because they know that Elon's son is trans. Now, Elon Musk responded to this. He said, I assume you're referring to my son, Xavier, who has a tragic mental illness caused by the evil woke mind virus you push on vulnerable children. I love Xavier very much and hope he recovers. My daughters are Azure, Exa, she goes by Y, and Arcadia, and they do indeed love me very much. Don't approve of the names, by the way. Azure, I mean, that's not too bad. But yeah, I don't doubt that his kids love him. He seems like he's actually a very good, attentive father. I know he's very, very busy, but he does his best. But this is the nature of what is afflicting the West. It's this guy, this greasy demon, Gavin Newsom. Right? I mean, think about this. He said, "Correct, we're sorry your daughter hates you, Elon." They want your children. Gavin Newsom wants your children. He wants to turn them into some rough facsimile of something they could never be. Libs of TikTok says, "Great response. We are praying for your son. Newsom is evil, pushing transgenderism on kids." It's Stiff posted, "No doubt in my mind Elon loves his children. Gaga Gavin Newsolini is a bitter, greasy hag who must lower himself to the level of his wife, who mouth paid to Harvey Weinstein. Yikes. God bless all your children and may they grow up healthy and happy. Gavin is pure evil," Clown World says. What's this down here? Is that a meme? "How come you never read books at nursing homes or to the homeless or to the sick and needy? Why is it only the little kids? Why is that? Why is that, Gavin Newsom? Why is that, Gavin Newsom? Huh? Why is that? If you can find some time when you're not saying, "Correct, we're sorry your daughter hates you, Elon." That's just grotesque. This is like a disease, right? Like this is a sickness of the West. Like this is a cancer. This is grotesque. It's shocking that this quality of person could rise to any level of power in politics. Genuinely shocking. All right. Do you have anything else for the woke mind virus? Talking about how the world is sick. The Western world is sick, is diseased at this point. Look at this. From Nick Shirley. So he does all these man on the street interviews here, and he does actually really good work. "This video is the definition of white guilt, realizing white guilt is stupid. A white man says white people deserve to be robbed and then gets robbed."
Hey, who is this guy? Come with me, here we go. Look, now he's running. There he is, he's running away. What's going on? You got a problem with us live streaming or what?
I mean, this ain't where you're from.
Is there a problem with me being here?
You're a white person.
What was that all about?
Y'all don't pay the stolen land tax?
You're white as well, dude. I don't know what you're trying to say.
And you're whiter than him, Baloney.
You're white as well. I don't understand where you're coming from.
Because you got to take accountability for it.
Yeah, accountability for what?
Systemic problems. Because this right here, you're occupying indigenous land here. You're occupying space that isn't here.
Wait,
So
but
are
I
you.
can say the exact.
I'm thinking what you're thinking. Like, is this satire? Is that guy satire? Is he joking? It's because it's impossible to tell the difference anymore between modern leftism and satire or parody.
Same thing to you.
You can. And you should.
And you're occupying this
and
space.
we should. We should be calling out people. Honestly, he
Who
and
is
I deserve
we?
to be robbed.
Who's we?
You say
Humans.
we deserve to be robbed?
Yeah.
Okay, take his iPhone. Take it.
Give me out. Give me it.
Take it.
I use it for mutual aid.
Give me it.
You want to help my mutual aid
Give me
funds?
it. Give me it.
You want to? Okay.
Give me it.
Do you want to see what
You-
I'm
Take his
just
iPhone. Take his iPhone.
You just said you
Dude,
didn't want it.
dude.
Give me it.
I use this to help people.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
You want to go
Who do you
talk
help?
to Rhonda?
Who do you help?
I help Rhonda. I help my friend Corey.
You just said
I help
you
my
deserve to
friend
be robbed,
Omar.
though.
I help so many people that need this because that's the way that I connect with people.
They need this.
I do as much as I can.
But no,
They
you
need
but
this?
you
They
just
need-
but you just said you deserve
No,
to be
they
robbed.
need
It seems like you
So-
need this.
He needs a phone. He needs a phone. Help him out. He needs a phone.
I need a $30 phone.
You want this phone? Come get it. Come get it.
He said he deserved to be
Come get it.
robbed.
Do you know what Kofi is?
Come get it.
We can do that.
Come get it.
We can do that.
Look, now they'll
We
take
can
the
do
phone.
Kofi. We
Come
can
get
do
it.
Kofi. I use this for crowdfunding.
No, you said you deserve to be robbed though.
I use this
Break
for
this
mutual
bitch
aid.
in my hand.
And you'll be hurting people.
Who?
You'll be hurting my friend Corey.
How?
My friend Corey needs resources.
Okay. How are you helping your friend Corey so far if she doesn't have those resources?
Because I give them to her.
Where's my $30?
As well as several other
Giving it to
people.
her and actually allowing her to
So you
have
said
the
you
choices
want
of.
Oh my God, it's pathetic. I can't watch the rest of it. It's too pathetic. Good God. These are the people that will watch their civilization burn, or in fact, they'll help light the fire that burns down their own civilization. Incredible. Let's go back to the chat, and then we're going to get to the conservative floor crosser, to the liberals. Let's see. What's going on? Izzy says, I approve of the bad jokes. Well, you're an angel. Let's see. Yellow chats. I don't see any yellow chats. What are you talking about? That might be the YouTube chat. Randy's over on YouTube. Let's see. Randy says, so sick. Yes, talking about Gavin Newsom. Just gross. Canada Monkey, how you doing? The radio show. That's how I know for sure it's Friday. Canada Monkey says, that's how you know. That's how everybody knows. Let's see. JDL, how you doing? JDL says, hit the like button, everyone. Everybody hit that like button. It's so important. It's so important for the world. Go ahead and do that right now. Get your free good karma right now. And subscribe to the channel and give me money and stuff as well. Fantastic. All right. So, I don't know. Should we get to our nightly black pill? So what's going on? What's going on? We've had... What's this here? This should, who posted this? Pause for Effect posted this. This should be illegal. These people should have to run for their seat again. Canada is broken. Well, there's a Canadian flag with a hammer and sickle on it there. I think it should have like just the stars from like the Chinese flag actually on it. So Michael Ma, here's from Mark Nixon. Michael Ma went from caring about the 2 million people visiting the food bank monthly, inflation is destroying the middle class, to now joining the liberals who are responsible for all the economic damage. This country has fallen. Well, here, this is Michael Ma, who has decided just very suddenly, the day after the conservative Christmas party that he went to, decided very suddenly to become a liberal. Let's see. This is shortly before then. Let's take a look.
Mr. Speaker, we are in a shameful situation in this country where over 2 million Canadians are visiting food bank every month. At the end of every month, paychecks aren't going far enough. Why is that? The Liberals will want to deflect the blames solely on the trade deficit. However, there is a simple economic fact. When you create more units of currency and map them to an economy that isn't meaningful, producing more units of goods and services, we get inflation. As a case in point, in the last 5 years, grocery prices have risen more than 20%. Mr. Speaker, we can't print our way out of the economic stagnation. We are already in this situation because of all the deficit spending engaged during the Trudeau years. Why are we doing more of the same? How insulting it is to hardworking Canadians for the Liberals to create a macro situation where paychecks can't afford food and rent, and then to pat themselves on the back for doling out welfare in various guises. There is no different than...
You know, you can hear it. It doesn't even sound like he actually cares. And, you know, I don't know, some people are saying he's a plant. If you were a plant, you wouldn't really, would you? It sounds like he had, honestly, it sounds like he had ChatGPT write it for him. Clearly, he's not actually a conservative. Clearly, otherwise, he wouldn't go to the people who had caused all the things that he's talking about there. It's just so obviously corrupt. What's this? Here's from October 27th. That's not very long ago, is it? Let's see. Michael Ma. The Liberals have driven up food costs record. Canadians are now using food banks. This was posted by Ryan. This was posted by Ryan Garrettson. Let's take a look. This is just, what is it? December 10th. This was October 27th. Not very long ago. Wow.
For Markham Unionville.
Mr. Speaker, every dollar the Prime Minister spends comes out of the pockets of Canadians through higher prices and through food inflation. Monthly visits to food banks have doubled since 2019, with 2.2 million visits per month. Nearly 10% of food bank users are now seniors. This is up 22%. This reliance on food banks has to become an ongoing necessity to survive. Mr. Speaker, when will the Liberals realize that their inflationary deficits are driving up the cost of food and driving Canadians to the food bank?
For Markham Unionville.
So that's not long ago. I guess he had an epiphany. It turns out he actually likes Canadians having to use food banks. So he crossed the floor to the Liberals because he knows that more Canadians will have to use food banks then. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going on he's just following his conscience here. He didn't like the fact that so many Canadians had to use food banks, and now he wants more to. It's just a, political evolution, right? Michael Ma was partying with his conservative friends and family last night. This is from December 11th. Only to stab every one of them in the back 24 hours later. This isn't politics, it's betrayal on a national scale. Well, he certainly betrayed the voters in his writing, and also the entire country, actually, because Canadians didn't vote for a Liberal majority. He brought them one seat closer. I'm sure there's going to be one more now. Carney, let's not forget, Carney bragged about all of his connections. He's already a very wealthy man. He's going to be much wealthier when he leaves office. But he's bragged about all the connections he has, all the people that he knows. Well, that means there's a lot of people that will be wanting to do favors for him. A lot of people involved with green industries that are going to want to do favors for Mark Carney when he leaves office. I wonder what kind of favors they might do for him. Again, I'm speculating here. I wonder, will anybody follow up in, 4 years' time, 5 years' time? See whatever happened to Chris D'Entremont or Michael Ma. I wonder if they'll have some, cozy jobs for some Brookfield company. I wonder, some high-paying, cozy job. I wonder. Of course, it won't matter if they do, because nothing will ever happen. Nothing happens to Liberals. Corruption is fine for Liberals in Canada. We've learned that now in Canada. We've learned that. We just have to accept that, I guess. From Wyatt Claypool here, this left-wing account on X was signaling, I'm too angry to speak. From Wyatt Claypool, he posted this. This left-wing account on X was signaling during the election that Michael Ma had a potential CCP issue. Really? Let's see, the guy who was born in Hong Kong might have a potential CCP issue. Huh. And as people are looking more into Michael, it's becoming clear that that's a problem. But soon after Michael crossed the floor, this left-wing account deleted its information about him because they don't actually care. That's the thing. Conservative, they care. If it's a Liberal, let's cover it up now. I mean, that's the thing. That's the pattern in Canada. That's how it's done in Canada, right? Chinese interference, cover it up. Chinese interference in the last 3 elections, cover it up. Maybe, appoint a family friend of the Prime Minister to take a look into it and tell everybody it's no big deal. Cover it up, no big deal. That's how it goes. They don't actually care. The people who say they care so much about democracy seems like they don't care very much. It's odd that CPC candidate in this writing posted a photo of him with the disgraced former CPC MP Bob Soroya, who took a trip to China paid by the CCP. As soon as I called Michael Ma out about his ties to Soroya, he deleted the photo from his ex account. I wouldn't trust him. Well, you were right. You shouldn't trust him now either, but now he won't have a problem with him, though. That's the thing. Let's see. Pierre Poilievre said, Michael Ma was elected as a conservative by the constituents of Markham Unionville to fight against liberal inflationary spending, driving up the cost of living in his community. Today, he chose to endorse the very policies he was elected to oppose. The same policies driving up food prices and making life more expensive for all. The people he let down the most are the ones who elected him to fight for an affordable future. He will have to answer to them, and he never will. Never will, because that's how it works in Canada. Let's see, CBC Watcher. And tonight, Ma and Chris D'Entremont, the other traitor, are the belles of the liberal turncoat ball. This is really just so illustrative of the corrupt soul of the modern liberal party, of just leftist politics in general. Just, it's all about power, nothing else. There's no shame, there's no embarrassment, nothing. Just power.
So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael Ma, the MV for Union Markinville.
Oh, he's happy. I bet you he's getting paid real well for this. I bet you there's a real big prize for him at the end of this. Obviously, this is bribery. Obviously, you've got one who was disgruntled because he didn't get his own way in terms of becoming deputy speaker. Now this guy, what's he getting? I don't know. We'll probably never find out because nobody will ever look into it. But yeah, this is from the people who, the protectors of democracy, they tell us, the ones who are so worried about democracy. Nothing fishy about this at all. Nothing at all. So right underneath this, Brian Lilly posted this: Michael Ma at the Conservative Christmas party last night with Pierre Poilievre. He's smiling there too. It's almost like he just does that smile, but there's nothing behind it, like he's empty. What else we got going on here? Dean Skoreko says, Michael Ma used to be the top Canadian executive for the tech company Lenovo. Lenovo is a Chinese company created in 1986 in Beijing. It's owned by the Chinese Academy of Sciences, which is a communist government-run entity. Lenovo is banned from selling to U.S. government agencies. Who was vetting CPC candidates for Poilievre? Well, that's a big question, isn't it? He was appointed. Says, I am an ordinary man. Can you imagine having voted for this guy? Can you imagine? You must feel just rage. Sam Cooper says, wake up, Canada. A majority by floor crossing in circumstances where PRC is recognized, People's Republic of China, is recognized to have favored Carney will be absolutely unacceptable. Look at the MP that crossed and his Markham riding. Look what happened to Joseph Tay. This can't stand. Action is needed, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Let's see. Wow, just last week he released a press release stating this is Michael Ma. What did he say? The Liberals do not represent Team Canada. They do not represent the average hardworking Canadian. They represent the most ancient of feudalisms, with a fake paper economy bolstered by something that very nearly approximates a slave system. And now he's a happy liberal. Now he's a happy liberal. Nothing weird about this at all. Let's see. Hold on. Look at this. Here he's going to celebrate. Here's Carney really gloating over this treachery, right? This is how they win, treachery.
In our big, broad, and growing liberal tent. Some of you, and I salute you, have been liberals your whole life. Yeah. Some of you apparently came back from the dead to be liberals here tonight. Others, like me, are new to politics. I'm not a politician. Others are new to politics. I am now. Yes, you're right. Some may have just joined our party. Some, like literally, just joined our party. So
look at the smugness here. He's so cavalier. What do the people in Michael Ma's riding who voted for him think? Are they happy like this? Are they being like, what do they think of this when they see this from the prime minister who's just obviously bribed a scumbag to cross the floor?
Let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael Ma.
Ugh, it's just gross that this is what Canada has come to. Ugh. And again, it's an effective majority at this point. May from the Green Party will vote for everything as long as it's retarded. Of course, this was the writing, by the way. This was the writing. This was the writing where Conservative Joseph Tay, hold on, let's see. Do we have another? Hold on. I thought I had another thing. Here we go. Trudeau's foreign minister, Melanie Joly, explains they haven't expelled a CCP diplomat who threatened MP Michael Chong's family due to worries of Beijing's reaction. We're assessing the consequences we'll be facing in the case of diplomatic expulsion. So China has been interfering in Canada's elections for, at least 10 years now. Obviously, nothing happens, of course, because it benefits liberals, so it just doesn't matter. But we know that the Chinese government intimidates, threatens the Chinese diaspora. Is that what happened? Michael Ma was born in Hong Kong. He probably has family over there, I'm sure. Was that part of it? Was he just bribed by Carney? Did he get the word from the CCP? Was it a bit of both? Probably a bit of both. But I mean, this shows what a joke Canada has become. Let's see. In his writing, by the way, hold on, where is it? I had something in here. Give me 1 second, people. Where is it? Okay, so bounty on CPC candidate is on election threat monitor radar, say watchdogs. While the bounty placed on CPC candidate Joe Tay is on the radar of Canada's election security watchdog. Of course, nothing ever happens. Comments by Liberal MP Paul Chang urging he be turned over to Chinese authorities isn't. Mark Carney said he essentially had no problem with it and said he was fine. Chang later just resigned from it, but Carney said he was fine with it. Yeah, this is the state of things. In Canada. So that's the same writing that Michael Ma just performed his treachery in. So I don't know what can you say, really? I mean, there we go. He just suddenly had this epiphany that he actually wants Canadians to go to food banks. He wants more of them too. Before he was against it. He thought that was bad. Now he's all for it. So the Liberals are now at 171 seats. They're one away from a majority, an outright majority. I'm sure there's another one, another corrupt, traitorous conservative who's, being offered just too much to turn down. He'll cross the floor as well. And then that's it. It's over. Right. Then that's it. Right. It's going to be another over 3 years of plundering the country. Maybe longer. They can stretch it out an extra year, I believe. And there's nobody that will be able to do anything. Right. I mean, the good news for those Liberal voters is that they're going to get what they voted for. The bad news for them is they're going to get what they voted for, and there is not going to be anybody who can save them, because it'll be too late. Mark Carney will be busy plundering the country, plundering their home equity. All those Liberal boomers, get ready. The Liberal government's been studying how much money they can get out of your home equity. Were they doing that for nothing? An unrestrained Mark Carney? Are you sure you're looking forward to what he's going to do to you? What he's going to do? Are you sure? Right now they think they are, but just wait. Now, I mean, Canadians didn't vote for a Liberal majority, and this is so banana republic. I mean, what a joke this country has become. Right, they need one more. They've got a de facto majority now with Elizabeth May anyway, the Green Party anyway. So I mean, there's not going to be any spring election, any summer election. No, we're in for the long haul now. So I don't know. What can I say? I am just so disgusted with this country that elects leaders like Trudeau that say that Canada's a post-national, no-core identity, perpetual genocide state, and then votes in a globalist who just parachutes into the country from Europe just in time to be coronated by our corrupt state media, just as the last brainless progressive is chased out of office. This is just a masochistic realm of land acknowledgements that turn into land giveaways. Child sex changes, a haven for terrorists, foreign gangs, but who'll think of the criminals, the Liberals ask? Let's see, MAID, medical assistance in dying, is the preferred medical treatment of the Liberal Party. Not for them, for you. Let's see, infinite immigration. Why hire a Canadian when you can import someone who'll never ask for a raise and doesn't mind sleeping every night in the broom closet? But at least, at least they bring in a few doctors too. And you can ask them all about it when they pick you up for your Uber drive, because that's what they're doing instead of being doctors. Let's see, this country of witch trials for nurses like Amy Ham who understand what biology is and say it, and psychologists like Jordan Peterson who are saner than their clients, comedians who tell the wrong jokes. Let's see, a country where Christians will soon be hunted, thanks to C9, by the state for reading the Bible out loud. That's actually got to happen. While Sharia crowds, of course, get a pass, and death to Canada, death to Israel, blah, 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 blah. Those are apparently Canadian values now, according to Mark Carney. So they'll be fine. A country eagerly looking forward to losing its own sacred freedom of conscience. Can you believe that? Of being subjected to pre-crime trials, censorship star chambers. Leave your keys by the door, folks, so as to not inconvenience those home invader car thieves. This nation of state media so smugly warped by ideological capture, it's now indistinguishable from a Greta Thunberg fever dream. A gangrenous wasteland of cultural, intellectual, and economic rot. It's so bad that a third of immigrants that come in now leave again because they can't stand the stench. Nothing is more Canadian This is what Canada's become now, by the way. Canada now. Nothing is more Canadian than your little elbows up chicken dance in front of the CBC News in your living room. And the national motto is, at least we're not Americans. And I will say, if that's enough for you, you don't deserve safing in the first place, Canada. Alberta, start your engines. Start your engines. I'm feeling pretty black pill tonight. All right. Well, anyway, I've had my rants. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Izzy says the left believes in diversity of tactics and by any means necessary. It's why they turn a blind eye towards bad actors on their side. There's something so grotesque there's something so grotesque about Mark Carney up there on this stage with all the clapping seals being so cavalier and kind of funny and cutesy about how Michael Maud just betrayed everybody who voted for him. It shows you this utter, complete disdain these people have for the Canadian people, these elitists, these people like Mark Carney who tell you they're an elitist. He says that he's an elitist globalist. It shows you the utter contempt that you could be so brainless that you could stand up there, so without conscience you could stand up there and be all cutesy about it. Some people just really new liberals. Fuck you. What a scumbag. Rosie, how you doing? JDL says, I'm not saying corruption. Ottawa James says, MSM not saying any of this. Oh, they're not paid to say anything that I say. Ottawa James says, that's a liberal way. Liberal, exactly. Izzy says, obviously election interference and manipulation of the will of the people through corruption. It's unbelievable. Mark Carney has conflicts of interest as far as the eye can see. Further, in fact. Oh, it's just that the conservatives are crossing because Pierre Poilievre's so mean and stuff. Sure it is. The guy born in Hong Kong with the Chinese connections. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that D'Entremont was getting nothing. It was just sure, he was railing against Carney like 5 minutes before he became a liberal, but I'm sure, again, he also had an epiphany, a sudden epiphany in the middle of the night that he liked all of the things that he said he hated 5 minutes ago. Izzy says, Alberta independence. Start your engines, boys. Start your engines. I think I might be looking for a way out soon. Let's see. Izzy says they'll send the army for, I'm sure. Look, you're looking now at a totally unrestrained Liberal Party. Okay, you're looking at, it's not just Trudeau unrestrained, it's Turbo Trudeau unrestrained. Put nothing past them. I mean, Trudeau did the Emergencies Act on Carney's advice. Okay? He is not afraid to put the boot down on your face. JDL says, riding means district in Canada. Exactly. Izzy says, we can say we've been rotted from the inside. Yep. It's our own fault. Alien says, the party only won from now on. Look, they're going to be looking to consolidate power. I don't think Carney cares what happens to Canada after he's out and he can start, collecting all those IOUs and all of those stock options from Brookfield. But of course, they'd prefer to just have one party rule, just consolidate power forever. You just wait. What James says, digital ID is already here. Yep, they're pushing. They've already got an app for it. Izzy says the left has been brainwashed or rotted. The woke mind virus. Yep. It's just, look, media is powerful. Media is powerful. There's a lot of them that, even with the worst consequences of what Carney's about to do in his plundering of the country, still will never wake up. It'll feel too unfashionable for them. Let's see. Ottawa James says, "Go Alberta." LOL. Izzy says, "Yeah, Canada, the land of the enslaved, and the land that wanted to be enslaved." That's the sad thing. Used to be a proud country, not so much anymore. Izzy says, "I'm saying my ass is sore after you rammed that black pill up there." I'm sorry, but I don't know. What do you? I mean, look, this came as a real gut punch. It should have come as a gut punch to everybody in the country, but it didn't. But I'm feeling bitter right now. I'm feeling black-pilled right now. I'm going to try and fight my way out of it. But yeah, it's not looking good. Democracy, Ottawa James says, "Yep." JDL says, "Davos first." Yep. Alien says, "1984. Yep." Everybody's right tonight. Everybody's right. Izzy says, "We'll have taxation without representation. Seem to recall this story from someplace." I don't know. I do know. I mean, everything. I actually wrote down that rant. I was a little bit late because I thought, I really want to get down everything that's pissing me off. And I've still forgot stuff. But I was a bit late because I had to write this down, 2 pages of rant, which I never do anymore. I used to do it occasionally. I never do anymore, but this one was important. And yeah, I mean, it's not looking good, right? It's not looking like a country that deserves to be saved. Again, the liberals, congratulations. The good news is that you're going to get what you voted for. The bad news is you're going to get what you voted for, and there's not going to be anyone coming to save you from your own decisions. Not that they'll even realize that, like, honestly, I think most of them, Carney could personally go to their house with the RCMP, kick them out of their house, put in somebody that he just imported 3 minutes ago into the country who doesn't speak English, give them a shovel and point to like a park and say, "Dig yourself a hole in the ground. I'm counting on your vote next election," and they'll still vote for him. I mean, I say, like, for the boomer liberals, the liberals have been planning for a long time to go after their home equity. Not just that, actually, to force them to sell their houses so they can subdivide them into apartments, right? I've been saying, well, they're going to regret it when that happens. Will they, though? Are they so brainwashed that even then they'll just be like, well, dear leader wants us to do it, so at least we're not Americans, right? Not a good sign. That's what I'm saying. None of this is a good sign. Canada land claims. All right, more black pills all around for everybody. Amy Eileen Ham. Now, she's the nurse in British Columbia who was put through a years-long witch trial because she knows what a woman is. She knows what a woman is, and that is not tolerated in the woke nurses college any longer. Now you have to be crazy. Now you have to be an imbecile, or at least pretend to be one, if you want to just get along at the BC Nurses College. She said, "What happens when all landowners in BC are affected, and not just the 150 in Richmond who are now being offered a bailout plan?" Well, she's responding to this. Actually, and I've got the article here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So, from Business Intelligence for BC, EB plans $150 million in loan guarantees for Cowichan landowners. I asked Grok, how much is that Richmond land worth? Let's see. What does it say? Assessed value of around $2.5 billion. Huh. That could be a problem. Let's see. British Columbia Premier David Eby said his government plans to offer private owners of land in the Cowichan Aboriginal title area more than $150 million in loan guarantees amid fears about the impact of the landmark ruling on their finances. So let's see. That's going to make everything better, by the way. So this house you've spent your whole life paying for, business, whatever, which according to the courts isn't really yours anymore. Let's see. EB's willing to give you a loan. Got loan guarantees for you. That's going to fix everything, right? He said the fund could include $100 million in guaranteed financing for Montrose Properties, the biggest private owner in the Aboriginal title area, and a further $54 million for smaller owners. Do you really think these guys are these? Does he really think this is going to save business in BC? Anybody would have to be insane to invest in BC now. Until all of this is cleared up, until somebody with some sanity just says, no, this isn't happening. I don't care what the activist judge says. We're rewriting the Constitution. Whatever we have to do, this ends now. And by the way, no more land acknowledgements, because that didn't turn out so well. Do you know what the total value of the land that is vulnerable to this in BC is? Do you know what that is? 2.2 trillion. 2.2 trillion. This is all going nowhere, right? These aren't solutions. This is a joke. The Cowichan ruling has created a monster of a situation. Back to Amy Eileen Ham. The government could provide direct financial assistance to property owners unable to sell, financing for those who can't obtain mortgages or loans due to the court ruling, or even offer to buy the properties outright as part of a settlement with the Cowichan Nation. I don't know. Do you have $2.2 trillion hanging around? Does EB have $2.2 trillion? The national debt of Canada is about $1.6 trillion. Geez, I wonder if this is going to work. I wonder if this will actually just destroy the country, destroy British Columbia. It's going to be replicated across the country. There's activist judges all across the country. Didn't you know? The newly appointed head of the BC Conservative Party is calling for an emergency Christmas session of the legislature to excise UNDRIP. This is United Nations Declaration of Rights for Indigenous People, which is a legal framework that, of course, David Eby, who has just completely unsatisfactory solutions to this, obviously, that he actually is forcing the courts in BC to follow. That's why this is happening. It's not even a Canadian thing. It's a UN. This is a foreign thing that David Eby has forced on British Columbians. So excise UNDRIP from provincial law, saying it has become an anti-democratic tool. It sure has. People didn't vote for this. People didn't vote for judges to give away their houses. For most people, their house is really their life's work. First reading, the mother of all unintended consequences, is hitting BC right now. The mother of all unintended consequences, but wasn't it an intended consequence, though? Who didn't know this was a consequence? Who was stupid enough to not see this? Let's see. Taxpayers are going to pay off taxpayers for government screwing taxpayers. Thing is, it won't work. It's $2.2 trillion in BC. That's what the land that's at risk is worth. Franklin repeals DRIPA, a classic Franklin story. If only we had Franklin. If only we had somebody with the content of character of Franklin running the province or the country. Dex Razor unpledged. You will owe nothing and be happy. Is that the plan? That's the WEF thing, isn't it? One scary possibility. The government will make a deal with banks and the First Nations to take stewardship of the property. The banks will get an initial partial payout on mortgages to stop them from complaining, and then the government will assume the debt for the structures and charge you rent on your own property and land, which they will take a management percentage, and the rest goes to the bank's First Nations. If you own your home, you will still pay land rent, and if you have to sell, the only buyer will be the government, and you will get pennies on the dollar. Look, anything's plausible at this The fact that it reached this stage, that it got this bad, means anything is plausible. If you had asked somebody 5 years ago, 10 years ago, do you think that private property will be at risk in British Columbia? They would have said, you're crazy. Nobody would ever let that happen. The unthinkable has happened, right? Once the unthinkable happens, anything is possible. It's just all lunacy, just straight up lunacy. We got more lunacy coming up too, didn't you know? By the way, people on YouTube, I had to split my channel into two. The one you're watching now is for live streams, Canadian news. The new channel, Radio Baloney News, the featured channel on the homepage. Radio Baloney News will have world news, U.S. news, woke mind virus, meme reviews, all of that. You'll have to go there to get that stuff. You know the algorithm hates me, so do a brother a favor, right? Do a pal a favor. Go subscribe to that channel and make a purple-haired gremlin cry. A purple-haired gremlin cry. Please. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Let's see. Ottawa James says, we had the convoy and they locked people up. That was a warning. And that was done on Mark Carney's advice. Randy says, have faith. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Might be time to move to Alberta, boys. I like Alberta. I've lived there. Love Alberta. Let's see. The problem is now BC, actually, I mean, could you even sell your house here for anything near what it's worth? Ottawa James says, appeal the damn ruling, EB. Well, he wants to selectively take out parts of DRIPA, the UN bullshit, instead of just getting rid of the whole thing. That's how you know nothing's actually going to happen. Like, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a train wreck, and it's going to last for years. Let's see. Randy says, Red and Agenda 2030. It seems like the World Economic Forum, the UN, has a lot of influence in Canada, it turns out. Seems we weren't just crazy conspiracy theorists, huh? It seems like maybe people should have actually listened to us. I mean, all we did was show web pages from the organization, from like the UN, from the World Economic Forum, that they put up themselves because they wanted people to see it. That's the conspiracy theory that we were accused of spreading, what they were actually saying on their own website. Thanks, CBC. Rosie says, in 2014, Prudential Insurance Company of America had $1 trillion in assets worldwide. $2 trillion is very large. It sure is. Government can't buy its way out of this. Randy says UN. JDL says $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there. Turtle says, how you doing, Turtles? Says survived a 100-year flood in Washington. I guess Washington State. Yeah, went up into BC too. Around Abbotsford, there were big floods. I don't know if it was like 100 years. I think we had a worse one a few years ago. Oh yeah, Turtle says Maryland man. Maryland man is now holding press conferences. Yeah, I saw that. Kilmar. What was it? Kilmar Abrego? Was that his name? Kilmore or Kilmar? I like to say Kilmore, I think. Let's see. The gang member of the Tren Aragua gang member is holding press conferences because he's just a Maryland man is all. It's all madness. It's all madness. It's like the West. It's like Western civilization. It's just tired, just doesn't believe in itself anymore. It's just like willing to just lay down and die. Seems like what's happening in Canada. So Turtle, you're okay. Yes, well, I'm assuming the Turtles must be okay because Turtles is on the stream. So let's see. Turtle says we had to evacuate our work vehicles It is still scary going to Sandbag tomorrow. Yikes. Well, we're glad that you're okay, Turtles. Across says you could go steal an oil tanker from Venezuela. Let's see. Turtle says, hiding shit in plain sight. Ugh. No thanks, commies. No thanks, commies. Yep. Let's see. As he says, something seem to recall something about the UN allowing Native peoples to assign their rights to the UN to fight for them. It was voluntary. The DRIPA was voluntary in BC. It was a virtue signaling exercise that's doing exactly what the logical conclusions of it would be. That any sane person would have said, no, we're not doing this. This isn't going to work out well. But, NDP. Randy says, we having fun yet? If watching Western civilization burn to the ground is fun, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, look, this is a little darker than most streams, I have to say. But I mean, what do you look? It is dark. It's dark. It's not looking good. Turtle says it's time for the bird stuffed in a seal to be revealed after 3 months. Let's all go to Greenland, folks, where their special Christmas dinner, their traditional Christmas dinner is decomposing bird wrapped in seal skin, buried in the ground for 3 months. Yuck. That's the worst Christmas dinner ever. What are they thinking? All right. Is Spambot already out of here? Sleepy time Beckons must have to wake up at like 2 a.m. for work again or something. All right. What are we, an hour and 16 into this train wreck? So, okay. I promise it's going to get better at some point tonight. It's going to get cheerier at some point. But first, we have to go even deeper. This is very emotional. This is just so awful. Listen to this woman who's detransitioning. Antoinette de la Cruz. This is my most emotional video. I tell the truth that is hard to face and took a long time to understand. This is what all of the empathy and compassion people and protect kids. This is what they're advocating for. This is the result of their ideology, their cult.
So this may be one of my more serious videos. I think the transition made me really hate myself. It made me really hate pretending, but not being able to admit I was pretending. I hated every minute of it, if I was being honest. I felt so isolated, alone. Like men, they just function so differently. And then I feel bad for them too, because it's isolating. Like none of them connect the way that women do. Sorry. This thing took a lot away from me. Like I had 10 years away from my family. I lost parts of my body I'll never recover. Even things that other women could do, excuse me, like even going through menopause, or even as much as I used to hate even having a period, I missed it. I miss my body. I miss my voice. I used to have such a very soft voice. This thing didn't fix anything for me. It took so much from me, and it made me have to go deeper within myself and repair so much more than what was necessary. And I can't even believe we're in the age to where we're actually giving this to children who can't even bear this weight. I barely could hold it. I'm barely getting a grasp of it now. But then every day I was on the edge. Every day I was just hoping not to wake up. And I would ask constantly. I would just be like, whatever is out there, like, just please just let me wake up tomorrow. And then I'd wake up. Ever since recovering from this disorder is the only time that when I wake up, I'm grateful and I'm gracious. And I'm elated to be in this world again because I am me now. I am truly me. Like, we cannot be doing this to kids. They're not equipped to mentally deal with the weight of this. And that means that most will not survive this process. Do you realize that? Most will not survive this process. Like, please support Protect Kids Colorado. Please go out, sign the petition. Please raise money for this. We can't be doing this anymore. Enough.
Yeah, this is the fate. This is the stark, very dark fate that awaits so many people who fall victim to the cult ideology, to those who are inflicting what is pseudoscientific medical experiments on people, on children. Those same people who will call you a phobe and full of hate and a fascist for sharing testimony like this, for just letting other people know, hey, this is what happens, right? This is what happens. They say that it's gender affirming. It sounds like it's the exact opposite. To this person and to so many others that we've seen, it seems like the exact opposite. It seems like gender affirming would have been to help her to feel comfortable in her own body, in the only body that she would ever have. I mean, they're doing this to children, right? Who can't possibly give informed consent. It's the greatest medical crime in history, as far as I'm concerned. JDL says, wait till the lawsuits start. They already have. Media won't cover it. But there's going to be a tsunami of lawsuits. That is what will end this, ultimately. Rosie says, so very sad. I have a male relative, 22 years old, pretending to be female. So, yeah. Turtle says, tomorrow they are doing a signing at Tumwater, Washington, for which they were alerted that Antifa was going to attack them, and FBI is on top of it. Protect us and let's sign. Yeah, and Antifa is, they just seem to be just determined to burn down the world and ruin lives. Randy says, make no mistake, there are good guys. Good night, Spambot, if you're still there. Let's see. JDL says social contagion, 1,000%. It's obviously that. Especially when it comes to children, obviously, children are extremely susceptible to suggestion. They don't know what it's like to live in a fully developed human body, right? Their brains are not developed. Everybody knows that children make terrible decisions. Turtle says, this breaks my heart. Yep. As he says, heartbreaking. Really? Yep. Izzy says, it's so sad when you can't undo regrets from your past. Well, yeah, I mean, like, her regrets are like, her voice is forever changed now. She's obviously had surgeries. for a double mastectomy, right? So breastfeeding, that's gone. Probably is, a combination of, if she was on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones, probably barren now. Let's see. Randy says there are no demons in hell. They are here. It sure feels like it, doesn't it? Macross says the lawsuits need to start with the quack MDs. It should be everybody involved, like psychologists, therapists, anybody who pushed them along this. Should be all of them. Nevada got like number 10. So let's say that's out of 1.125. Good carbs for you, my friend. That's a lot. All right. All right, let's move on. That's just, it really is heartbreaking. You see these stories. Billboard Chris says, I dropped truth bombs. Pardon me. Says, I dropped truth bombs on the European Union today. All of these systemic reviews into child transition have come to the same conclusion that it's not helping kids. Let's take a look here. And that's Christine Anderson, I believe, the MEP that the media here keeps wanting to call far right for some reason. She just seems perfectly normal to me.
And Dr. Hilary Cass, an eminent pediatrician, conducted a systematic review, the gold standard in medicine. It's a 388-page report. I encourage everyone to at least read the summary. But that report, after several years, found that there was no evidence of psychological improvement for any of these kids receiving these drugs and hormones and surgeries. The evidence is scant, it's non-existent, or it's extremely low quality. There was a systematic review done in Sweden. It found the same results. The most thorough review done to date was done this year by the HHS, Department of Health and Human Services in the United States. And it's peer-reviewed. Even the Washington Post said that it was a very balanced report. There's no arguing with these reports. They've gone over all of the peer-reviewed journals, all of the studies, and they've all come to the same conclusion, that there's no evidence this is helping kids. So if it's not helping kids, what are we doing sterilizing kids? These children, according to the Tavistock in the UK, 70% of these kids had 5 or more coexisting mental health comorbidities. They didn't just have 1 or 2 other problems, they had 5 or more. They have autism in likely a majority of cases. I want to say a strong majority for the more mild cases. But we know from the Tavistock that 35% of their patients, out of a sample of 1,069 kids, 35% had moderate to severe autism. These are kids who have suffered sexual abuse in a majority of cases. The president of the American College of Pediatricians tells me personally that he estimates it's about 60% of the kids have had sexual abuse. Anecdotally, if you read the stories of these people, I would say it's even higher, especially if you listen to the stories of detransitioners. These are kids with eating disorders, borderline personality disorder. Oftentimes, according to one older study, 52% of the mothers of these boys had borderline personality disorder themselves, compared to just 6% of the general population. Isn't that interesting? If this is something that's innate, why is it that more than half of the mothers had borderline personality disorder? Because it's not innate. This didn't exist when I was a child. There weren't children going around thinking they were born in the wrong body. Tomboys were just tomboys. That was great. They should be celebrated. You should be celebrated for who you are, not told you're supposed to be something you're not.
Well, unfortunately, this is the European Union and European Union Parliament. And 95% of those people at least are totally immune to reason, to facts, to common sense. This is a problem we've gotten to now, where every institution is so ideologically captured. that they would rather keep doing the wrong thing, even if the wrong thing is a total and complete abomination, than not be progressive, or they might say liberal. Right? They'd rather hurt people. They'd rather hurt people than not be fashionable. Ottawa James says, too many cuckoo parrots. Well, it's what, Munchausen by proxy? I think that's what Ged said. Munchausen by proxy. Getting attention. Getting attention by mutilating your kids. Let's see, what else have we got here? What's this? Quote from the Free Press, they had a patient coming in saying, I want to look like Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Leo R. Sapir spent 100 hours going through footage of gender conferences. In the videos obtained exclusively by the Free Press, gender doctors acknowledge they perform life-altering procedures on vulnerable youth with little evidence, and they are proud of it. Well, let's take a
people
look.
assimilate into society. When gender clinicians talk to each other, they say things that are very different from what they say when they talk to their colleagues in the medical field, and especially different from what they say to the public at large. The goal of treatment is no longer to help people assimilate into society as the sex that they feel that they are. Rather, the goal is to help individuals achieve their highly individualized embodiment goals. These are interventions designed to help people achieve whatever configuration of male and female features that they want. At the Dornbecker Children's Hospital in particular, they openly say things like, we've had patients, they want to appear neither male nor female, they want full radical castration, they want to have a flat pouch where their genitals used to be. They had a patient coming in saying, I want to look like Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Show. And so these are the types of patients that are on the rise. We are no longer dealing as we used to with adult males. We are now dealing with mostly young people. There's no guardrails, there's no mental health assessments. In fact, as I mentioned in the piece, some of the clinicians at OHSU openly and proudly say we should be facilitators and enablers. It's our job to make sure that these young people get whatever procedures they want and that they're covered by insurance. And so that's what these videos focus on. And what's interesting is that these procedures, they are not recognized in any medical guideline. They are completely new. So you have doctors in these videos saying things like, we're operating at the edge of medicine. We don't have guidelines. We have no data to show the mental health outcomes or anything like that. One clinician in a Q&A section proposed creating a Pinterest board.
You really cling to this data, but I will fully just take your ideas, like make a Pinterest board or something.
So that's what the feel of these conferences is. It's all about following the patients wherever they want to go, and the doctor's role is purely one of a service provider. I'm Lior Sapir. I'm a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, and I spent over 100 hours going through footage from WPATH and USPATH conference videos to write this article and produce this video for the Free Press. You can read it at thefp.com.
Yeah, we've gone through the WPATH files, the leaks, thousands of messages and Zoom meetings with the World Professional Association of Transgender Health, which is the top authority in the world. And you can watch that video. You can just type in Radio Baloney, WPATH, and you'll find it. We go through it where the doctors are admitting that the people aren't capable of giving informed consent. They've got mental problems. They're autistic. They've got developmental problems. And that they're basically admitting in these conversations with each other that they have no idea what they're doing. They're making it up as it goes along, and the whole thing is total fraudulent pseudoscience. And it's crazy. McCross says, I want to point out this attack seems to single out the white population in the majority. I think they'll take anybody. They're happy to mutilate any child. But I think that the people most susceptible to it are, middle class and up white liberal women. They're the ones most susceptible, so they're the ones who jump onto it the most enthusiastically. But certainly they're happy to mutilate any child. I don't think it's necessarily intentional. I think it's just it's the culture amongst white liberal women, white leftist women. Let's see. JDL says, don't say groomers in the UK. I'm sure they'll arrest you. Let's get on to something else. Let's see. Talk about sad. Turtle says, yep. Izzy says, well, I want to be tall, rich, and handsome. Where's my cosmetic surgery budget? It's for me. It's for my mental health. Well, somebody's got to pay some money. Somebody's got to pay for Izzy to get taller and more handsome, apparently. I'm sure he's a great-looking dude. Let's see. Turtle says, can someone please explain to me what the 72 genders are? The 72 genders are an absurd redefinition of the word gender into actually an infinite series of abstractions, but you could say 72 abstractions, totally unmoored from reality. JDL asks, can I get arrested for posting the gun emoji? In the UK, I'm sure. That's like 10 years. Rosie says to Izzy, I already think of you as tall, rich, and handsome. No surgery needed. Rosie's an angel. Let's see. Nevada says, need a palate cleanser now. Yeah. It's been a dark one tonight, people, but I don't know. That's just the world right now. Let's see. JDL says, awful. Affluent, white, female, what is it? Affluent, white, female, leftists or liberals. Affluent, white, female, leftists. Awfuls. All right. Let's move on. All right. For the YouTube people, very quickly again, please go subscribe to the new channel, Radio Baloney News. It's the featured channel on the homepage. U.S. news, world news, meme reviews, all that stuff is going to be on there from now on. Please go there and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. Thank you very much. Everybody else doesn't have to worry about it. All right, so what do we got next? We're an hour and 36 minutes in. So what do we do now? So I guess it doesn't get better. Let's see. Philadelphia, they've got a whole little jihadi training program going on there. So let's see. From Eyal Yacobi, Muslim American Society Islamic Center in Philadelphia. I looked this up. I did research this. I checked it out to verify it. It's real. So this was from 2019. So it's been going for a while. So these are not so little jihadis anymore. I wonder if this is bad for the United States. Let's see what's going on here. Again, I looked into it. This is legitimate. We will sacrifice our souls without hesitation. So, child martyrs. Oh, chop off their heads, huh? And liberate the sorrowful and exalted Al-Aqsa Mosque. So I wonder whose heads they're talking about chopping off there. I wonder. Let's see, leading the army of Allah. Oh, that's so adorable. And subject them to, what was it? Subject them to eternal torture. Eternal torture. These kids are just darling. Rebels, rebels, rebels. The blood of martyrs protects us. Paradise needs real men. Paradise. So I get child martyrs. They're literally training them to be child martyrs. Is this good for the United States? Does anybody ever ask that question? Is this good for the United States? Like, does anybody ever ask that question? Like in Canada, we've got, I've shown you footage of an imam in Victoria praising child martyrs and how brave the children are, over in Gaza. nobody in the mainstream media in Canada has any interest. Nobody's asking the question, is this really good for Canada? What about the imam talking about how all the Canadian women will have to cover their hair and dress modestly once Canada's a Sharia country? Zero curiosity or interest from the mainstream media. Nobody's asking, hey, is this good for Canada? Is this really good for Canada? Like, I know diversity is like the best thing ever and everything, but is this diversity super great? Nobody seems to be asking. Let's see. Blood of the Martyrs. It's just darling. I mean, the thing is about jihadism is it's a family thing, right? It really brings the family together. Jihad. Martyrdom. Right? I mean, when they're growing up, they're going to look back with such fondness on those summer jihadism trips they took. Let's see. This is literally child abuse. Really? Really? Who would say that? Who would say such a thing? What's this here? Let's see. What's going on with this guy? Afghan national arrested after posting TikTok video indicating he was making a bomb. Diversity.
Well, this just in. We have a Fox News alert from Brooke Taylor. You won't believe this. DHS is confirming that an Afghan national was arrested Tuesday after posting a video of himself on TikTok indicating he was building a bomb with an intended target of the Fort Worth area. Mohammed Dawood Al-Okaz.
But look, it was a diversity bomb, and those are the best kind, right? Was it just like a regular one? It's a diversity bomb. Are you racist or something? Trump. I paused migration from third world hellholes. What does the audience say? Tommy Robinson posted this. Let's take a look.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. I didn't say shithole, you did. Remember I said that to the senators that came in? The Democrats. They wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from shithole countries, right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships.
Thing is, it's just all true, right? But I mean, he's being a little harsh, right? I mean, hasn't he heard about jihadi story time in Philadelphia? I guess maybe he has. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, isn't there a piracy economy that's been long dormant in the United States? Let's see. All right. Let's move on. Let's go back to the chat for a second. Let's see. Randy says, love Trump. Let's see. I mean, the thing is, Trump, somebody may not like the way he says it, but it's just true. And it's common sense. It's something people used to understand. Don't invite terrorists to your country. Don't invite people that will, as a bloc, defraud your country and rip off your country. Don't invite people who have no intention of actually contributing. That's a bad idea. That doesn't make sense. The math just doesn't add up. Rosie says, the video is horrible. Glad you were showing Still Awful. I think that was a Martyr story time she's talking about. Cross says, what's this? Premature detonators? Well, I guess is it preschool or pre-detonation in their community? I don't know. Izzy says, oh, and they blow up so young. Oh, when James says, LOL, so cute. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, God, Macross, do you know where your child is? Yep, he's there, and over. Oh, God. I mean, look, if you've got a culture that celebrates child martyrdom, that means like child suicide bombers, that sort of thing. That's like, why would you want that in your country? It's awful. Turtles is adding something positive here. Christmas tree and love. God bless America. I don't know what James says. LOL, Trump always says it like it is. Thing is, he's right. You may not like how he says it, but he's right. Cross says, what wonderful parenting skills these cultists have. All right. Now what the hell are we doing? All right. Well, let's see. We did martyr story time. We did that Trump on there. Okay. Here's a story you'll never hear in the mainstream media because their purpose is to manipulate you, not to inform you. So let's play this. There's so many of these that I've played for you guys over the last couple of years, at least, that the mainstream media will never, ever tell these stories. If it was a Biden story, if it was Biden, absolutely, they'd start the news with it. Trump, no. This is how they reveal to you that they hate you.
The unit I was attached to, we were the forward element. It was the 100-hour war. So the first 2 days, we saw a lot of action. When the war was over and they flew us back to North Carolina at Camp Lejeune because we were reservists that were activated to active duty, and we were supposed to get on a plane to go home and see our families. Somebody had messed something up to where the plane didn't arrive. There was 295 of us. Nobody was telling us anything, and we had no way of contacting, there was no cell phones. Everybody was at the airport, so there was no way of contacting them to let them know that we weren't coming. And then they broke the news to us that we were going to have to go back to the barracks, and they didn't know when we would be able to fly home because no plane showed up for us. And then all of a sudden, the major, he comes out and he goes, we might have a chance to go home, boys. There's a billionaire that he heard that we were stranded, and he sent his plane. It's not big enough to hold all of us, but what they're going to do is they're going to fly half of us down to Miami. It's going to fuel up, come back, and pick up the other half. So then the plane pulled up, and there was a name on the side of the plane. And so who was this billionaire? Donald J. Trump.
The weird thing about Trump is that he's weirdly modest about these stories. He doesn't tell these stories himself. It's always other people that tell these stories. And he could tell these stories in speeches or whatever, interviews. He doesn't, though. Trump is constantly bragging. It's part of his whole kind of political persona, right? He just does that. But he never tells these stories, these personal stories. Other people have to tell the story. It's interesting, isn't it? It's an interesting kind of wrinkle to Trump. These stories he doesn't tell himself. Other people have to say it. It's very interesting. Psychologically, it's just an interesting facet of the man's character. All right, what do we got here? Tommy Robinson, they jailed me for 18 months. So here we have the airstrip one, as it's known in the novel 1984. The UK, they jailed me for 18 months, put me in solitary for 7. Now they want £103,000 to pay for it. Financial terrorism exposed. They silenced my documentary. They threw me in prison for 18 months. They locked me in solitary confinement for 7 months straight. And now the same system is demanding I pay £103 of their legal fees for targeting and jailing me. This isn't justice. This is financial terrorism designed to bankrupt and break anyone who dares speak the truth. This is coming to every country that allows it. In Canada, it's coming through a Bill C-63, where they'll be able to, through the human rights tribunals, conduct financial terrorism on Canadians who say things that they don't like, politically incorrect things. Let's hear from Tommy Robinson. So, yeah, England is a cautionary tale, just as Canada is a cautionary tale. But they're all they're not exactly the same circumstances, but they're all converging on the same place.
Hello. Hi, how are you? It's Stephen Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson.
Hello. Hi, my name's Sam Campbell, High Court Enforcement with DCBL. Hello. Let me just get your details. Do I call you Stephen or Tommy?
Whatever you want.
All right. Okay, Stephen. So, you've been taken to the High Court by Jamal Hijazi.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look. Do you know who that is?
What again? I've been taken there again.
Yeah, so this was, just having a look, 2 seconds. Just trying to see when the date of this writ was for you. It's not, I'm driving it.
When you say writ, what does that mean?
Let's skip forward a little bit.
Writ. This is for costs. That's what he's taking into court. That's what.
This is to do with my contempt of court case that I was sent to jail for.
Right, okay, so they weren't allowed
That's nothing to do with
tell us
Jamal
what
then.
it's for.
That's nothing to do with Jamal.
Right, so all I know, this is for costs. That's what he's taking into court. That's what this case is for.
And
It's for costs.
how much?
Let me read.
How much are they saying I earn?
At the moment, because it will increase, at the moment it's 103,000.
£103,000 for costs.
Yeah.
And this is for the contempt of court for where I played the film. Okay, about Jamal. Okay, so this is for where I played the film. And what happens if I don't have that £103,000?
So we can request that if you make a down payment, you can be put on a monthly payment plan. We can request that.
Okay. What sort of monthly payment plan is that? Because that's going to take all of my life to pay it off, probably. What £100,000? Say I was to pay £250.
All of my life to pay it off. Airstrip one, and Tom, like, he is the best of them in the UK, right? And it's just endless persecution. To be honest, I'm surprised he's still alive, that they've let him live, to be honest, at this point. Trigonometry. It feels like the elites are failing. It feels like the elites are falling and being replaced. So let's hear from this. Jimmy Carr, a very famous comedian in the UK.
I think we're at the start of a revolution.
It's going to be a cheery episode, everybody.
Well, there are bloodless revolutions, and there are revolutions.
How many bloodless revolutions can you name, Jimmy?
Look, it's all, what is like, if we were going to define a revolution, right? It's the replacement of the elites.
Yeah.
And I can see that in.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
So the elites are replaced. Okay, so if you look at something like the BBC and what they've gone through the last month, you're seeing that's an elite organization, and it is in turmoil. Okay, they're having a crisis at the top. Everyone is. The tea lady resigned yesterday. Everything's gone, right? So, and that's being replaced by podcasters and individuals. And there used to be an elite that ran this country since 1945. It has been Labour and Tory and they swapped every couple of years. But of late, you couldn't get a cigarette paper between them, and it feels like, I mean, we could be wrong here. You know, a week is a long time in politics, never mind 3 years. But it feels like at the next election, those elites will be replaced. And it feels like, so that's media, that's politics. You look at academia. Academia, there's a replication crisis in the social sciences, and physics has stalled entirely. It feels like the elites are kind of falling, and they're being replaced. And that's, on the one hand, that is a very scary time to live through. And on the other hand, you go, well, also history says, well, that destruction leads to, you get this from the Hindu religion, you go, that destruction leads to rebirth.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a rosy picture. You know, I'm not okay. I'm not totally black-pilled. All right. I still think there can be a rebirth, like a reaffirmation of Western civilization and what Western civilization, the purpose of it in the first place. But I mean, look, there's no rebirth happening in Canada right now, unfortunately. We thought there was going to be, and then just the door was slammed shut on us. The globalists are going to fight hard. They are going to fight tooth and nail. And even if you do manage to get somebody with half a conscience who's half sane to lead your country, like looks like Nigel Farage will be the next prime minister of the UK for the Reform Party, he's still got enough fight a permanent bureaucracy that's totally ideologically captured and globalist. So look what happened to what Theresa May. Oh no, sorry, not Theresa May. Who am I thinking? Sorry, Liz Truss. Sorry. My brain died for a second. Look what happened to Liz Truss. She was forced out by the permanent bureaucracy in the UK. So I don't know. They're good. It's just you need to consider they're going to fight hard, and they're not going to stop. And all they care about is power. They have no principles. They will fight, and they will use any means necessary. But, like, okay, I Am British posted this. When the sexual assaults, rapes, and lies get too much, Doncaster, England, the people are done with the crap. So this will be a migrant hotel here, place where they're feeding people who just showed up in England on boats from across the channel. For some reason, the British people have been forced to just keep these people around and pay for them. And here's Doncaster. These people have had enough because the people who show up don't have the good grace to not victimize the British people, their hosts.
You're going inside the hotel? You going inside?
Honestly, if they just refuse to listen to the people, I mean, will they end up with civil war there? I think you have to wonder. What's going on here? Tommy Robinson posted this. Another day in modern England. This is a letter that Portsmouth Council have been sending to residents, warning they could face fines for putting Christmas wreaths on their front. Regarding personal property, local government. It has come to our attention that you are using the communal area to keep personal items such as a Christmas wreath, a non-standard door number, and a Christmas decoration. I spoke to you in order to explain that you will need to remove these items. This is in England. For putting up a Christmas wreath. They hate you. They hate you. Doesn't matter which Western country you're in. They hate you. All right. Somalia. All right. Let's see, take a look here. So here's Tom Homan on Elon Omar. This was posted by Matt Tardio. And here is Tom Homan talking about Elon Omar and potential immigration fraud involved. Let's take a look.
Mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that Ilhan Omar married her brother to get into the country. This was last week. Take a listen.
Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud.
Calls that a fraud. It's a story that has never been successfully refuted, even though it's now a 5-year-old story. That's clearly a deportable offense. Is there an investigation into that?
You know, I just got advised by a fraud investigator the other day on that. I asked the question, who reviewed the file, and says, there was immigration fraud involved. The statute of limitations became an issue in the last 4 years when this was first brought up. Who was president? Who ran DOJ? So pulling the records now, pulling the files, and we're looking at it. But this fraud investigator, who I know personally, one of the best fraud investigators in HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, said there's no doubt he reviewed the file. So I'm running that down this week, matter of fact, and we'll see.
It's tremendous that, I mean, and according to the Secretary, Kristi Noem of DHS, she said nearly 50% of the visas are fraudulent in this community. I mean, that would mean that half the Somali refugees are here in some way illegally. What's going to happen? Is something's actually going to happen? Are there going to be people stripped of their visas, deported? Are we going to see that?
Absolutely. I mean, those days are over. Thank God President Trump's in the White House. We're going to look at all of them. I mean, we're going to look at those here illegally. Of course, we're going to look at those here under a visa or some sort of, immigration process that are criminals. We're going to look at the national security threats. But those who came through a process that weren't properly vetted, who didn't provide documentation, who slipped through the Biden's weak processes on, giving visas and temporary, whether student visas or visitors visas or whatever. We're going the whole gamut. President Trump has instructed us go down and we're going to deep dive all of this. And we're going to hold people accountable. So yes, there are going to be multiple deportations coming. Absolutely.
There's so many claims of.
It's not that long ago that everybody would just agree, like, yeah, you can't commit immigration fraud. You have to go. Yeah, you can't marry your brother. Gotta go. I don't think we'll bother reading that. Let's see. Hold on. What else did we have here? Elon Omar on getting deported. I don't know why this is such a scary threat. I'm grown. I can live wherever. See, she wouldn't even mind it. She's fine with getting deported anyway. I mean, she hates the United States, so why not? I'm assuming she hates any place that there's white people. So, Somalia seems like a good place for her. She's already said that's the most important thing. She does everything for Somalia, so it all makes sense.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and deport me, but I don't even know why that's such a scary threat. I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. I can go live wherever I want. I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how.
See, she's fine with it. So it's not like it's a tragedy. She's totally cool with it. She hates white people, and there's no white people in Somalia, so she'll be doing great there. Let's take a look at, this was posted by Baron Trump, or Baron Trump News, not really him, commentary account. So this guy is a Somalian, and he is kind of blowing the whistle here on, he says that this, the school lunch fraud thing, the billions of dollars, just the tip of the iceberg. Let's take a look.
For having me. There are much deeper issues. I've moved into the U.S. And in Maine about 11 years ago. And basically the first question that members of my community asked me which tribe, I belong to. And when I mentioned, so I fell into that category. So there's a deeper tribal rivalry going on in the community, much larger than anybody can actually imagine. And then interestingly enough, even though I spoke very good English, one of the things that I was told to do is go find a discounted housing Section 8, which I didn't know what actually it was, and sign up for all the other community benefits within the government or the state. And my response was, I'm actually here to work and build, basic and become part of the American fabric, which is pretty much what I've been
incredibly
working on
fascinated
for a while.
by what you're having to say, so much so that I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to clarify. So when you felt that pressure and you were told to go join, public welfare programs once you moved here, where was that pressure coming from? Are you saying it's cultural, neighborhood, neighbors telling you this is what you should do? How were you pushed in that direction?
Well, it was coming from the community that actually thought that that was just a way of life, right? I instead of being asked about what kind of school I want to.
It's actually crazy. Like, it's crazy to import people who, as a group, are determined to be a drain on your country, on everybody else. Like, that's just crazy. Like, no sane country would do that. That's not sane. That's bananas. That's totally nuts. And anybody who thinks that's a good thing is crazy. Or I guess a commie. Commies would like that, obviously. That's the sort of thing that they love. Let's go to memes. Let's do some memes before we get back to the chat. Robert Gusnowski. Let's see. What's this one? Franklin offers Ariana Grande a cheeseburger and a Bible. Those are the two things she needs the most. I'm not even religious, and I think that she desperately needs a Bible, even more than the cheeseburger. There's something wrong there. Something desperately wrong. And look, there's Franklin. He's happy to help her. He cares about his community. Let's see. Who posted this? Crazy Flicks. Oh, brother, where art thou? Well, she should know. I mean, she did marry him after all. Let's see. What's this one? Debbie Bloodclot. Huh. So am I, Franklin. So am I. Let's see. Franklin the Turtle. Franklin is tired of foreign truck drivers causing mayhem. He is not happy with that foreign gentleman right there who just crashed his truck and probably killed 3 families. Not happy at all. Where did you get your license? That's what he's saying. I want to see your immigration papers immediately, Franklin is saying. Let's see. What's this one? Canada is not a real country. It is an unequal and inorganic union between a francophone ethno-state and a devolved Anglo colony that has no cultural identity beyond not being the United States. I'm sad to say, this is what Trudeau and now Carney have turned Canada into, unfortunately. Trudeau informed us all that Canada is the first post-national country with no core identity. It might as well just be whatever the next guy who shows up in the country is. Will just be that. Oh, and don't forget the perpetual genocides as well. Perpetual genocide state as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, Canada wasn't always this, but this was done to it. It was done to Canada intentionally. Let's see. Now Canada is now an elbows up chicken dance in front of the CBC. Canada is now an elbows up chicken dance in front of the CBC at dinner time in the living room, I should say. What's this? Elon Musk posted this. Seriously, huh? Let's see. Free DDR5 RAM. So this is referring to the data centers gobbling up all of the RAM, the AI data centers, Skynet, the thing that's going to eventually terminate all of us, the thing that's going to shoot our own nukes at us and then build robots to hunt us down. That thing. That's what's gobbling up all of the RAM. Are we already serving Skynet? Are we already? Anyway, don't get in that van, though. Doesn't really have that. It's going to kidnap you. Let's see. What's this? Libtards. We live on stolen land. Borders are just imaginary lines. Well, they can't both be true. Borders are just imaginary lines. Yeah, both of these things can't be true at the same time. I mean, how could anybody hold both of these things in their mind at the same time and think that they're both true? Oh, it's libtards. Libtards. I forgot libtards. Libtards can do that. It's doublethink. Doublethink is all the rage with the left these days. It doesn't matter if things are totally incoherent or contradictory, right? The beautiful thing about being able to hold two opposite things in your mind at the same time and believe they're both true is that you can just use them opportunistically, right? So when it's fashionable and cool to say we live on stolen land. When that works, you can say that. But then when you want to, if Trump say your politicians want to, secure your borders, then you can say borders are just imaginary lines. So it works then. So, again, this is the beautiful thing about leftism, is that reality doesn't matter. It's just whatever's convenient in the moment, as long as it feels like it's furthering progressivism, leftism, Marxism, communism. It's all fine. What's this one? From Dana Sharp. Let's see. The next one is going to be fire. Franklin realizes the Crusades were justified. Finally. I've been telling Franklin that for years. Well, the Middle East used to be Christian, right? How do you think it all became Islamic? It wasn't by asking nicely. Spoiler alert, it wasn't by asking nicely. Let's see. From Tara Bull. Funny how that works. So the Democrats who owned all the slaves are demanding reparations for slavery from the Republicans who freed all the slaves. Forrest is confused. He doesn't understand what's happening. That doesn't make sense. Let's see. All right, we already did that. All right, let's move on. And I believe, people, that something wonderful has happened. Something wonderful and amazing has happened. Let's see. Probably the best thing that's ever happened has happened. Now, when the most beautiful thing that's ever happened happens, I always have to recognize it on the show and give the person who's done the marvelous, wonderful act, give them their due. Macross has gifted a subscription of Radio Baloney to Candle Monkey. This is the most beautiful thing anybody can possibly do. And guess what? Because of that very generous and selfless act, Macross is the best person ever. That's right. Now Candle Monkey has the gift of Radio Baloney premium streams. This is the best thing anybody could ever do, has ever done, or will ever do. Whoever your heroes are from the past or from the present, sorry to tell you this, all dog shit compared to Macross. Macross is, quite clearly, and will forever be, the best person ever. Gifting memberships to the channel is really the best thing anybody can do for the channel. It really is the thing that helps me out the most. And then plus the people who get the gift can watch the premium streams on Monday, where we go really crazy. We go really right-wing on Mondays. But it is an awesome thing. And thanks, Macross. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. As he says, Airstrip 1 is further along than us, I think. It is in some ways, not in others, right? They did have the cast review there. They stopped giving puberty blockers to children, it's way ahead of where Canada is right now. But we're not throwing people in prison as much. But guess what? People love hearing ads. Let's do this. What do you give to someone who already has everything? You give them the sound of a perfect sear. Guess what? Head to mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Code Rumble. Code Rumble. Chicago Steak Company. Top 2% of beef in America. USDA Prime and Premium Angus. Hand cut by master butchers. And they're the best kind of butchers, by the way. The best kind of butchers. The kind of marbling that hits a hot pan and fills the whole house with that smell. You know the one, that buttery meat goodness. You know the one. We all know the one. Spend $229 on any holiday order, and your gift arrives at your loved one's door with 6 free petite Ribeyes plus free shipping, which is the best kind of free shipping, and it's the best kind of shipping, period, and everybody knows that. That's $240 in premium steak, absolutely free. Then there's the unboxing. A black and gold gift box worth unwrapping, packed with dry ice, smoke rolling out when they crack it open. Christmas morning energy, folks. It's not just another sweater. It's dinner that becomes a memory. mychicagosteak.com/rumble. That's mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Code RUMBLE. That's RUMBLE. Everybody loves steak. Well, we all had such a good time there. It was nice. I'm glad we did that. So glad we did that. Let's see. Now what the hell's going on? All right. I'm going to do a little bit of chat here. Collectivism, as he says. Oh, James says, woohoo, across. Let's see. Candle Monkey says, I was peeing and heard my name. You got a free membership for the premium streams, Candle Monkey. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Macross is the best person ever. Macross says, it's down payment for all of my future obnoxiousness. All right. Well, you're pre-forgiven. Candle Monkey says, finally something I will use. It's the best thing ever. Let's see. Ribeyes, Ottawa says. Let's see. Good thinking, down payment, Rosie says. Randy says, wish I could. Macross says, so that Baloney won't ban me. I would never ban you, Macross. Come on. Let's see. Izzy says, premium prime beef sounds tasty. Too bad I can't get it here in Canada. Australian beef is cheaper than Canadian beef now. Rosie says, why am I craving steak now? I bet I would crave it more with added commie hate. Only 7 out of 10. Well, that's the first time I've read that one, I think. So I didn't feel confident enough to put the commie hate in it quite yet. But still, 7 out of 10 is the most you can get out of 10. So, pretty good. Let's see. All right. What do we got next? What the hell are we doing? We did the memes. Very quickly here, Tristan Hopper, Canadian journalist, conservative Canadian journalist. He's quite good. A man whose wisdom was forged by early exposure to an insane environment. Lots of sowls germinating in Canada right now. They'll soon be our chief export. Well, all of the, Thomas sowls that are germinating in Canada will just have to leave because it's a hostile environment for them. Thomas Sowell predicted this. Let's see. Much of the social history of the Western world over the past 3 decades has been a history of replacing what's worked with what sounded good. I mean, the crazy thing in Canada is that the stuff that it was replaced with, that Trudeau was telling us and that Carney's been telling us, doesn't even sound good. It still sounds terrible, but people still fall for it. It's crazy. Let's see. Mark Nixon, Liberals refused to sit in committee to fix Canada's broken transportation laws. Well, what did that lead to? Meanwhile, today, a plow sander gets taken out by a Highway 11 bridge in Springwater, Barrie. Let's see. Everything's going great in Canada. Let's see. How well is it going? Let's see. Can I make it? Can I make it? He's wondering. Hey, speeds up. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. No problem. No problem. I'm in. Damn it, Canada. Damn it, Canada. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Well, another wonderful thing has happened here. Marvelous thing has happened. Macross showing wonderful generosity, gifted a membership. And guess what? This is the good karma that you see on my channel. This is the good karma that's promised on my channel. Now, Macross, in turn, has been gifted a membership by Rosie. That means that Rosie now is also, well, I think we all know. Rosie is also the best person ever, best person in history. Everybody else sucks. Everybody else is just human garbage, I gotta be honest, except for Macross. Best person in history of all time, and it's not even close, except for Macross, who also gifted a membership, but not even close. Guess what, Rosie? It's really nature's greatest miracle. It's the best thing anybody can ever do. It's certainly the best thing anybody can do for my channel. It super helps out. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Rosie said, no, my down payment. Izzy says, how do you forget to put the bucket down? It's Canada. It's Canada. He probably bribed his cousin who was working at the licensing office and who also just got to Canada 3 minutes ago. And that's what happens. It's Canada. That's just Canada now. That's normal. Let's see. There must be a buzzer going off in the cab for that. Must have just thought his tikka masala was ready. I mean, I don't know for sure, but maybe, probably. Let's see. Former Liberal Heritage Minister Stephen Guilbeault revealed that his department doesn't capture how much of the over $700,000 given to the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. I've made videos about them. You can look them up on my channel. Went to Antifa or other extremist groups. So Canadian Anti-Hate Network, it's been alleged, I think pretty credibly, that they're very connected to Antifa. It seems to be, it's just government-funded propaganda and activism, extremist far left activism. That's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. It's all intentional, and it's because they hate us, is why. Let's see. So, Tara Bull posted this. This is what the future looks like under Liberal leadership. Vote wisely. This is already happening, by the way. New sex for rent agreements become popular in Canada. A truly shocking number of sex for rent listings can be found. So I guess feminism won in Canada. Liberalism won. Progressivism won. Now women have to literally sell their bodies in exchange for rent to live in Canada. Because it's a first world country. Because it's the best country in the world. Elbows up, everybody. Elbows up. Rosemary Barton's coming on the CBC. Everybody do their elbows up chicken dance. Otherwise, you're a traitor. Otherwise, you're a Trumper. I mean, you can't. I mean, this is awful. This is tragic. You can't make this up. Nobody could have expected this, but this is how quickly it takes a decade for a far left radical extremist like Justin Trudeau and now Turbo Trudeau, Mark Carney. It takes 10 years to do this to what was once, one of the wealthiest, most respected, frankly, boring countries in the world. It takes a decade. You give them a decade, they will do this. You have a Justin Trudeau type who tells you that he's the bestest feminist ever, and you got to vote for him because men are mean, except for him. He's the good man. And within 10 years, you will be literally selling your body for rent. Yeah, I think that was Trudeau's plan. Apparently, is Trudeau a landlord? Is that why this was his plan all along? I don't know. Canada's in very bad shape. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I saw this from Michelle L.A. And it's, I think, become pretty well known, not just in Canada, obviously, but around the world, that Canada's healthcare system is collapsing under the weight of mass immigration and awful, appalling policy, economic policy, everything policy, appallingly bad. 10 years of radical progressive rule in this country with Justin Trudeau and then Mark Carney, who is Turbo Trudeau. She says, what a POS. Imagine your country not being able to help save your life, so a generous private U.S. citizen offers to help, and the Canadian media, instead of thanking him, they paint him as a bad guy. Liberal Canadians are legit the worst people on the planet. So there's a Canadian woman who cannot get treatment from Canadian healthcare. She has not been able to get that. She's been waiting 8 years. And of course, of course, she was offered medical assistance in dying, medical assistance in dying, because that's the new healthcare fad for the Liberal Party. Not for them, for everybody else, not for them, but that's their new fad. They're really into just killing everybody, right? That solves the problem. So Glenn Beck has offered to pay for her treatment in the United States. And so what do we get from the CBC? $1.5 billion funded by the Canadian people. What do we get? Let's see. Why U.S. conservative pundit Glenn Beck is offering help to sick Saskatchewan woman who applied for assisted death. Spoiler alert, they don't think it's because he is like a good person, right? Or that he cares, or that, it's well-intentioned. They don't believe that in the CBC. Woman says she is considering assisted dying because she can't access health care. So what's the CBC's take on this? An international policy expert says an American pundit's recent commentary on a Regina woman's medical situation is a distraction from the real issues in Canada's healthcare system. You mean the one where people would choose death over the healthcare system? That seems like a real issue to me. Glenn Beck, former Fox News host and current owner of far-right news site The Blaze. The Blaze is milquetoast conservatism, okay? But according to the CBC, it's far-right. Posted on X this week that he wants to help connect Jolene Van Alstyne, who says she has struggled for years to access specialized surgery for a rare disease with doctors in the U.S. Tom McIntosh, a professor of politics and international studies at the University of Regina, who focuses on health policy, says Canadians should not allow political posturing to draw their attention away from the real problems. So I guess probably that poor woman should just die, because it'd make this professor of politics and international studies feel better. He doesn't like this at all. Quote, whatever kind of foolish opportunism that Glenn Beck is demonstrating for his own purposes, I think, should try not to be distracted by that. There's still an issue here. There's a citizen of ours in real need. And Glenn Beck is, let's see, it's foolish opportunism that Glenn Beck wants to save her life. Well, it's Glenn Beck. He's one of those evil right-wingers, and he's an opportunist and stuff, right? Don't forget that. Let's see. Hold on one second. Here's Glenn Beck on the phone. Here's Glenn Beck on the phone with her husband. Let's take a look. I wonder if any of the CBC experts or anybody at CBC or the journalist who wrote the story watch this. Let's take a look.
She doesn't want to do MAID, right? I mean, if there's another option.
No, she doesn't. She wants to live. But when your life is absolutely stolen from you for 8 years, and you suffer so much pain, depression, and anxiety, I love her with all my heart, and I will do anything to get her the help she needs if it's out there and available. But at the same time, I can't blame her. It will break my heart. But to be honest with you, Glenn, if she's a strong girl, if it was me, I think I would have had a gun to my head long ago. That's the way I feel.
Miles, you're not alone. And neither is Jolene. We'll find a way to make this happen if it is at all possible. We pray for you. There are millions of people who are praying for you now, and we'll do everything we can. Thank you, Miles.
I appreciate that so much.
God bless you.
Maybe he's just a good person, right? Maybe he's just genuinely sympathetic. Maybe he's just a good human being. Maybe he's just a better person than anybody working at the CBC. Huh? I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to help her. Probably the Liberal Party would probably block it, actually, because they're just determined to get her to die through MAID, because it seems to be their favorite thing. But maybe he's just a good person. Maybe he's better than any of the critics. Anybody would criticize him for this, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of leaning that way. Let's see. I'm kind of leaning towards he's way better than this. I'm kind of leaning towards he's a way better person than this professor of politics and international studies, or the person who wrote this article. That's what I'm leaning towards. I mean, it's just this is state media for you. This is state media. Canadians actually have to pay for that. Really genuinely amazing. What are you guys saying? Let's see. How you doing, radio streamer? Let's see. Izzy says, can't afford food. Have you considered MAID? Well, they want to give medical assistance in dying to people who are depressed, drug addicts, just whatever, right? Oh, we can't treat you because the system's falling apart. Well, we could kill you. Best we can offer is you die. This is actually Canada now. Let's see. All right. Let's what do we got here? Let's see. Andrew Scheer posted this. Mark Carney, Mark Wiseman, the Globe and Mail, and the Century Initiative. It's almost like it's a club of friends. Well, the Century Initiative is a group that wants to increase the population of Canada to 100 million people. Mark Wiseman is the founder of that group, and he's very closely connected to, and he's very close with Mark Carney. In fact, Mark Carney brought him into the government. Let's see. Here's the Globe and Mail presents Building for Growth. So here's Mark Carney. By the way, why is the Globe and Mail so interested in increasing Canada's population to 100 million people? Interesting.
Well, first, let me thank the Globe and Mark Wiseman, Century Initiative, everyone for this very timely discussion. And well, first, let me thank the Globe.
Yeah, so he's big friends with Big Pal. I'm sure Mark Carney shares the same goals as Mark Wiseman, namely inflating the population of Canada until it's not even Canada anymore, and everybody's poor. Candace Malcolm posted this. Prime Minister Mark Carney's preferred pick for Canada's next ambassador to Washington is already under fire. That's Mark Wiseman. Mark Wiseman, who wants to transform Canada into something nobody would even recognize, something that wouldn't even be Canada anymore.
Well, he hasn't even been appointed yet, but Prime Minister Carney's top choice for the job of Canada's ambassador to the United States is already coming under fire for his past statements. Mark Wiseman has not only been a keen advocate for a 150% increase in Canada's population, he's also been a harsh critic of Canada's regulated dairy industry. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre points to Wiseman as the architect of Canada's immigration mess.
Who came up with the idea of radical open doors, liberal immigration that overwhelmed our healthcare, housing, and job market? Well, it turns out it was Mark Wiseman, the Prime Minister's corporate crony, longtime liberal elite, and head of the Century Initiative, whose stated mission is to triple the population of Canada to 100 million people, a policy that is designed to profit multinational corporations by driving wages down and housing costs up. Why is that every time somebody comes along with an idea that harms Canadians and drives up their cost of living, the Prime Minister gives them a promotion?
Now, back in 2022, Wiseman argued in favor of getting rid of any regulations limiting temporary foreign workers. Let's listen.
Let the private sector move to bring people in and facilitate them being able to do that. And, you know, a lot of the screening and other stuff that we do, frankly, is just bureaucracy. It's a waste of time. Let's let people in by and large. And if we have to do the screening ex post, that's fine. I can tell you, bad guys.
He wants 100 million people in Canada. He doesn't care where they come from. He's the reason why your local Tim Hortons is now a Punjabi village. These people don't care about you. These people hate you. These people don't care what happens to Canadians. They don't care about the well-being of Canadians. They care about themselves and their own plans. Mark Carney is one of them. And now with the crossing of Michael Ma from the Conservatives over to the Liberals, he just had a sudden epiphany that he likes all the things he was railing against 15 minutes ago. Definitely not bribed in any way. Move over. Carney just needs one more to just have a full majority. Then he is totally unrestrained. Then this guy, totally unrestrained. Why have any limitations on foreign workers? Why even make them temporary workers? Just he wants 100 million people in the damn country, and he doesn't care what it does to you, right? He wants it, right? And one more person walks over from the Conservatives, from the NDP, from the Bloc over to the Liberals, and that's it. Carney wins. Mark Wiseman wins. Right? Tim Hortons wins, right? Everybody who doesn't give a shit about Canada or Canadians wins. And then that's it. Nobody's coming to help after that, right? It's going to be a full term for Mark Carney and Mark Wiseman and the rest of them. And then that's it. Then that's it. I think at that point, I give Alberta independence like a pro vote, a pro leaving Canada vote, like a 99% chance at some point during Carney's term. Because he once the brakes are off, boy, it's going to get bad. It's going to get much worse very fast. Because Carney, mark my words, is here to clean up. He's here to extract every bit of wealth he can out of this country. And eventually people will figure it out. Let's see what's going on here. There'll definitely be more of this because by now we've figured out, right? Like the reason they don't want to deport criminals, gang members, rapists, all of that is because it doesn't matter who comes in. It's just that there's more people here. Kirk Lubomoff, another day, another clown show in Canada. Canada was looking at a possibility of deportation for the 14 Indians that are part of extortion gangs that are shooting up homes and burning cars, but the suspects decided to declare asylum. Let's see. They're all Indian citizens and should have never been in Canada. Extortion suspects have all claimed refugee status. Is there a war happening in India right now? I don't think there is. Canada's border agency says, as a result, deportations of the 14 suspects have been put on hold until the Immigration and Refugee Board decides whether they have legitimate cases for asylum. This is just too much empathy, isn't it? I don't think, did any Canadian actually vote for this level of empathy and compassion? I actually at this point, the liberal voters, yeah, I think they did. I think they're probably all fine with this. They probably love it. Those poor extortionists. Will someone think of the foreign extortionists? This is the state of Canada. What's this? Holy crap. New unearthed video from 2022. This was posted by Table Salt. shows Indian YouTuber secretly filming in a Sydney, Nova Scotia food bank. Well, I bet you this is going to go great. Let's take a look.
Hands coffee here if anybody wants one.
ये देखिए जैसे ये बांटा गया इसमें मैक्स यूज कॉम्बिनेशन वो कॉफी है तो ये क्या है सभी कॉफी
Says down here, free food for everyone on Sydney, Cape Breton, Canada.
देखो अभी लाइव में मिल रहा है ये कॉफी इन्होंने सब में बांटा कि कोई चाहिए तो ले जाओ
कौन सा मिलता है यहाँ पे खाने में क्या चीज़
कॉफी टी एवरीथिंग एवरी ब्रेकफास्ट आइटम यू विल गेट देयर
बढ़िया टेस्टी एकदम मस्त चीज है
चाय कॉफी भी मिलता है
हाँ और
What insanity is this? Importing people to use your food banks, to take advantage of your food banks that are meant for poor Canadians who don't have money for food. What insanity is this? I mean, I guess this is empathy and compassion, right? Which is always good in all circumstances, the maximum amount beyond all reason. And if you question any of it, if you say, this isn't making any sense, I guess that makes you a racist. So you better not wonder, better not notice anything. This one I don't think I want to do. I'm going to save it till Monday. Let's see. What do we got here? Gary Ananda Sangari. I might save this one till Sunday as well, actually. I've done so much Canadian news. Maybe we'll save that for Sunday too. Let's see. We've done too much Canadian news. Liberal government blew $736,000 on Carney's Egypt charter. Nearly 4 times the cost of using a government jet. $736,000. Good Lord. What idiot thinks this man cares about Canada? Right? He just had an $78 billion deficit. It's double what even was going to happen under Trudeau, for God's sakes. He made it twice as bad as Trudeau. This is supposed to be the genius economist. He's bankrupting this country. He is maxing out the national credit card. He's spending $736 on one flight. One flight. This man is here to rob us blind, people. It's maddening. It's maddening. All right, we're at the last tab of the evening. YouTube people, new channel. Hold on. New channel, Radio Baloney News. This is where you'll get all of the U.S. news, world news, UK news, woke mind virus, meme reviews. All of that is on this channel now. You can't get it on the one you're watching anymore. This is just live streams and Canadian news. All the rest of that beautiful nutritional content is on Radio Baloney News. Please subscribe. It's the featured channel on the homepage. If you don't subscribe, you ain't going to see it, and the algorithm ain't going to help me out. I'll tell you that much. I hope that you hate the algorithm and that you will try and defeat it with me by subscribing to my channel. They also hate you, by the way. Let's see. Izzy says, globalists want Hunger Games. Yeah. Well, the thing is, they don't care about people, right? They don't care about you. They are always going on about empathy for other people, but they have precious little for you, it turns out. But I'll tell you who does have empathy for you and does have your best interest at heart. Looking for smarter ways to browse and enjoy your favorite content without ads and without communism, maybe too, if you're watching Radio Baloney. Get the Perplexity Pro bundle. Get the Perplexity Pro bundle with Rumble Premium for just $19.99 a month. Man, that's a deal. When you sign up before December 31st, hey, that's normally a $29.99 value. Get it while it's hot, folks. With Rumble Premium, you'll get an ad-free viewing experience across all of your devices and access to exclusive premium content. That's no interruptions, no communism if you're watching Radio Baloney. Just the videos and streams you love anytime, anywhere. Plus, Perplexity Pro boosts your productivity. And that's the best thing in the world, boosting your productivity with unlimited research. And that's the best kind of research, the unlimited kind. Unlimited uploads, also the best kind of uploads. And exclusive member perks. And everybody knows the best member perks are the exclusive ones. And access to the latest and most advanced AI models for faster, more communism-free, smarter answers every single day. Save over 30% on this powerful bundle. Head to rumble.com/premium. That's rumble.com/premium before December 31st to sign up and unlock your premium experience. People always say they really love my ad reads, and I think after that I understand why. Really beautiful. Macross says, I am running for Canadian PM. My platform is communism is for pussies. Beautiful. I love it. I'll vote for you. John, let's see. Ottawa James says, Andrew Scheer has improved a lot. He really has. He really has. He's much, much better. He's kind of finally got his mojo. He's much better than he was when he was the conservative leader. I'll tell you that. Izzy says, how about enabling Native families to have more kids instead of replacing us? Because that's white supremacy, didn't you know? Literally, this is what they think. Progressives think that just saying, hey, maybe Canadians should have more kids, that's white supremacy, and also that means you're going to ban abortion and blah, 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 blah. That is literally what they think. As he says, but guess it's easier just importing a new dependent class of people, easier to control. Well, it's importing a permanent underclass that will vote for you forever because they're dependent on you. Ottawa James says, Richie, you're not wrong, bro. I am almost never wrong. Let's see. Radio Streamer says, because you normal folk like me enjoy freedom and self-reliance and wealth building, they want serfs they can't control. Yes, 1,000%. They want a permanent underclass. And you've got Rosie's vote across, by the way. Let's see. Let's see. Bristle, how you doing? Good to see you. Like number 8. Well, that's 1.25. Good karmas for you. Very nicely done. Rosie says, Richie, I think we need to find you a workshop on building self-esteem. Not. Rosie says, now commie hate. Excellent ad read, 11 out of 10. And as everybody knows, 11 out of 10 is the most you can get out of 10. Ottawa James says, yeah, commie free zone. All right. We're on a roll now. All right. Now what kind of crazy things we're going to talk about? Well, we're on the last bookmark of the evening. So what's going on here? Sassafras 84. Let's see. Well played. So let's see. Singles ad. The following ad appeared in the Atlanta Journal. Single black female seeks male companionship. Ethnicity is not important. I'm a very good looking girl who loves to play. I love long walks in the woods, riding in your pickup truck, hunting, camping, and fishing trips, cozy winter nights lying by the fire. Candlelight dinners will have me eating out of your hand. When you get home from work, I'll be at the front door wearing only what nature gave me. Let's see, call, blah, 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 and ask for Daisy. But underneath it says, over 1,500 men found themselves talking to the Atlanta Humane Society about an 8-week-old black Labrador retriever. Oh, that's brilliant. That is good. And somebody, I'm sure, ended up being very happy about that because those are lovely dogs. Let's see. That's a good trick. Restoring your faith in humanity. This lady is a real queen. She must be protected. So we've got a palate cleanser here. So after all the terrible news, here's something nice.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Question. I forgot my wallet at home. Is there any chance I could get like a piece of bread?
No problem. Just want something to eat.
Yeah.
You want a cup of coffee?
You sure?
I paid for it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
We're human and we have to be nice to each other.
Very
Never
good.
know when I might see you on the road and you might be of help to me.
I'm Zachary, by the way. Nice
I'm
to
Sonia.
Are you sure?
Yes, I would pay for it. Don't worry about it. I'm very sure. If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't do it. We have to be kind to each other. It's okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, young man. And you do something nice to somebody every day. Pay it forward, it's called.
Can I pay it forward right now?
Next person you see, pay it forward to somebody.
I actually had my wallet right here.
Oh.
At $1,000.
Oh my God. This guy is something else. Okay.
For you.
No.
Yeah, I'll pay it forward back to you.
What?
Yeah. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
What's your message to the world?
We were brought up to be kind, not to be hateful. My mother always said we have one blood, and there's no black and white blood.
So that's just nice. That restores your faith in humanity a little bit, right? Otto James says, nice lady. Yeah, that's a very nice lady. Let's see. This video always gets. Oh, you know what? I'm saving this one for Sunday, or sorry, for Monday for the premium stream because it needs the music. Let's see. What is this one here? F around and find out. Can you guess what happens here? Let's take a look. Does this one have music? Now, I just want to state absolutely nothing could go wrong here. There is nothing that could go wrong in this scenario. I repeat, nothing could go wrong. She made it. You can see she's still alive. But, yeah. Something could go wrong. F around and find out. Yikes. I feel bad for her. She was trying to have a fun time. Maybe she should quit drinking. What's happening here? Let's see. This guy's having a good time. What happens? So dumb. So dumb. Too dumb to be allowed into a gym. That's a low. These doughheads live amongst us. Expect the unexpected. This is crazy. Hold on. Don't do this. Oh, God. Oh. Thing is, these idiots usually get somebody else killed. I think there was another one here, too. What a dumb move. Let's take a look here.
Attempted a risky pass over a semi-truck on I-5 in Medford, Oregon.
Ugh.
The car lost control and crashed into the semi.
I swear, 99% of accidents are just idiocy. Like, it's just somebody who's just a complete idiot who should not have a license, who should not be able to drive. It's 99% of accidents. Let's see. Oh, we saw this one already. We saw that one already. Let's see. Good morning. Don't forget to be a little weird.
Hello, Phoenix.
What the fuck?
Do it. Do the thing. Oh my God.
Allez, file. Allez, psst. Comment ça, non? I got your belly.
All right, that's enough of weird cats. Funny cats. Let's see. This one we'll watch on Monday. Marjorie Traitor Green. We'll watch this one on Monday too. We can't watch that one. It's got language. Watch that one on Monday. Premium stream, folks. This one we have to watch on premium. This is hilarious, but we have to watch it on premium stream. Let's see. This one we'll save too. I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty quick. Okay, this is AI, and I typically hate AI, but I like this one. I like this one.
Oh my God! I think so.
I don't know why. Why do I like it? I don't know. Does it speak well of my character that I like it? I don't know. Probably not. But what's going on here? Let's see. A plane taking off strikes a boat. All passengers as well as the operators are accounted for, but who is at fault? Is there such a thing as right of way when it comes to two different types of craft? I would say stay out of the plane's way. Oh, that's nasty. But then it looks like the boat comes to help.
What the?
That's crazy. That is crazy. Couple wakes up to a vicious pack. Oh, that's terrifying. You're camping and what is that, like a bear or like a big wolf? What the hell is that? That's terrifying. Hold on.
On the outside of that tent, so the fight's a hole in it. Oh my God! Look at all that. Hello. I think they're pretty chill.
Beautiful animals. Beautiful animals. All right. What do we got next here? One of the best golf shots you will ever see. All right, let's take a look at this. Be ready to be impressed. All right. No. Turn that off. And let's just watch. You don't need the sound. This is just impressive enough on its own. Gotcha. That's me, by the way. That's me golfing. Damn. So is this Russians? I think this is Russians doing Russian things again. The whole thing was probably being filmed by a bear, right? Russians are crazy. Let's see. This one, I think that was from last time. Skier's worst nightmare caught on camera. All right, this is actually horrifying. Oh, God. Is that AI? I don't know. Nobody's saying it's AI. Oh, that's like nightmare material right there. Oh, horrifying. All right. Let's see. Rosie says, I don't know. I think blowing things up or target shooting seems fun. It does. Rosie says, not watching skier get hurt. Not watching skier get hurt, Rosie says. Well, he ended up being okay. What we got? We already did that one. I think we're at stuff we did last time now. Did we do this one? Oh, look at that. Satisfying. Oh, yeah. That's satisfying, right? That is good. I got to watch that one more time. Hold on. Crazy. What do we got there? Do we want to do the Bill Maher? Let's do this Bill Maher one. And so Chief Nerd posted this clip here. And Bill Maher saying he may lose his friendship with Jimmy Kimmel over his openness to talk to Trump supporters. Well, Jimmy Kimmel is completely Trump deranged at this point. I think it's his wife that did it to him, actually. Apparently, he used to be cool. Let's take a look.
I don't want to rage. I feel like I'm the anti-rager, even though I am very critical, obviously, of both sides, and love my job and doing that. But rage, I'm trying to get the rage down and the mental part down. And I mean, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
My message last week on our last show this season, and every Thanksgiving really for the last 5 years, has been I'm in the talk to them wing of the Democratic Party. I'm not in the cut your people off.
Right.
Don't cut them off. And I have friends who are not on that side of it and didn't like what I said. And
Have they cut you off?
Well, that's it's such an interesting issue. One relationship that's in the balance. I mean, it was.
Then that's not a real friend.
Well, I mean, we weren't close. I mean, I'm talking like it was Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I said it publicly, and I like Jimmy a lot. And his wife wrote that thing that said, she did lose family members. She wrote them before the election and said, here's 10 reasons why you just can't vote for Trump. And then some of them, just didn't follow that. And I was as kid gloves as I could. And I see they're mad at me. And I'm sorry. I mean, I was being, again, as respectful as I could, but I don't agree with that point of view. And since she went public with it, it wasn't out of school for me to go public with it. I love Jimmy. I always have. I don't know him that well, but he's a great guy. And we have a connection. Like, we were both fired by ABC and he took I had that time slot. So it's so interesting. The same ABC, I mean, Disney executive, Candace, both. It's interesting, the connections. And so I hope we're friends forever, but I don't know, the liberals and the woke, that's a schism. It just is.
I think it's so confusing for the old school liberals like Bill Maher, because he knows that no conservative conservatives aren't cutting off family, right? If family's getting cut off, it's their left-wing family that's cutting them off. They're not conservatives aren't cutting off friends. I mean, a lot of people like Bill Maher are now considered conservatives or right-wing or far right-wing by their former friends because they disagreed with them on a couple of things. Will Bill Maher ever really come over and just say, no, I'm not on the crazy, I'm not on the batshit crazy, I'm not on the loony ideologue, everybody has to agree with me or else they have to be cut off side? Will he ever? I don't know. From everything that he seems to be saying these days, he doesn't seem to be represented by the people that he votes for. So maybe one day he'll figure it out. There's a bunch of people that are called right-wing that are just normal people. There's a bunch of people like him. It's just everybody who's not crazy is now called right-wing. All right. We'll save that one for Sunday. Oh, look at that. Oh, can't do that because of the music. Hold on. All right, that's just to terrify you before you go to sleep. America mourns today as Rosie O'Donnell, 63, is found alive. Horrible. All right, that's it. So what we do have to do is I've got one more Rumble raid that I need to do. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to say good night and thank you to everybody before we do the Rumble raid, because I'll probably leave right after that. Well, I will be leaving right after that. But everybody who showed up tonight, all you guys, especially, you guys that gifted the memberships, which is the best thing anybody can do. Thanks so much, everyone. You guys are awesome. And we will be back on Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And I am going to now, because I have to do this for the Rumble Creator Program, and it's a good thing to do anyway. We're going to do a Rumble raid. I got to do one more for the month. So I am going to try and find, let's try and find something here. Now we want to find something that is not like 6,000 people watching. We want to try and help somebody else out by sending a few people over. So let's see. It's got to be 5 different ones in a month that we got to do. What's live right now? Okay. Hold on. Podcasts. Let's see. What's one that we haven't done? Did we do Truth Stream already? I think we might have already done that one. Tactical breakdown of tanker siege. So they got 64 people watching. They could use a few more. I came with Firepod. Let's do that one. We're going to do that one. All right. All right. Just give me a second, you guys, and we will do this. Okay. Confirm raid. All right. So everybody who's not going over to the new channel on the raid, thanks a lot for showing up, everyone. Hope to see you on Sunday night. Have a great weekend, everyone. Again, if you guys didn't show up, it would be pointless for me because it would be depressing. But you guys do show up, so I'll keep showing up too. All right, everybody. Good night and great weekend.